All right. And I think we are finally live. Welcome, everybody, to episode 106 of the Iron Lords podcast. Due to some unforeseen technical difficulties, we apologize for the 12-minute delay, but we're here. We're ready to go finally. So as you can tell, Lord Sovereign at the helm once again, holding down the hosting duties as the boss. Lord Cognito recuperates from a little procedure he had, so we wish him a speedy recovery.
Why is chat disabled?
Should not be disabled.
Yeah, it says chat is disabled for.
There goes live chat. There you go.
Live stream. I did that myself, bro. What the?
Live chat is in there. All right, cool.
Go ahead. I'm back.
So we expect to have Cog back next week. We wish him a speedy recovery. I know he's listening, and I know he's kind of out of it, but I know he's around. All right. So big shout out to our two special guests. These two gentlemen really need no introduction. These guys are brethren, family to the realm, but I'll introduce them nonetheless. So let's start out with the creator and host of the Basement Radio Arcade podcast and YouTube channel, the man with the most epic rants in all of YouTubedom. If that's a word. I don't know if that's a word. And the man who will smite all who engage in any fanboy talk, making his return to the round table, Lord Enrique, a.k.a. Lord BRAPS. What's going on, my brother? Thank you for coming through.
Gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be back. I am so excited to be on today. Especially with Boom. I mean, when I heard Boom was on, I'm like, yes, Boom.
Have you guys been on any shows together?
Yeah,
quite a few.
Yeah, okay,
absolutely.
This is just the first one for ILP. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. First one for ILP. I mean, I've been on Boom's channel. He's been on my channel. We've been on Mooch's channel, Crossfire together.
Of course.
Yeah. So no, gentlemen, it's an honor. When you reached out to me and asked if I could make it today, I said absolutely. You guys are family, and anything I can do to help you guys out, man. I'm always here for you guys. So much love, appreciate it, and ready to talk some video games.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming through. We really, really appreciate it, man. So, of course, next up, and let me take a swig of water first. This is a mouthful. This is a mouthful.
Pause.
Pause. Big pause. So next up, we have the man who in a few short weeks will be gracing the hallowed halls of the LA Convention Center and the Microsoft Theater, arm in arm with the Lords. He is the creator of Double Barrel Gaming on YouTube, the creator and host of Breakfast with Boom. Oh man, what else? He's
the Xbox Factor podcast,
the Xbox Factor podcast,
and Gaming News at Noon
with Salty, our friend Salty.
Yes.
Anything else I'm missing?
No, that is it, dude. That's enough on my plate, please. No more.
Making his return to the round table, Mr. Boomstick XL, New Rochelle's finest. Thank you for joining us, brother. I really appreciate it. What's up, man?
Oh, dude! First of all, when you asked me, it was automatic, right? I was like, I have to be on. First, I knew Enrique was going to be on. I was like, oh, that's dope. King's going to be here. You're going to be here. It's a shame that that we're a little light with the Lords, but
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Attic seems to be under the table somewhere.
Attic will be back eventually, and we know Cognito is definitely recovering. I talked to him. It's great because I have such a great relationship with everyone on this panel, and to be here is just a complete honor. So let's get this show on the road, man.
Yes, sir. Definitely, man. This threw me off, man. Like I'm a rookie at this. So once the technical difficulties just jump in, like it messes me up. I'm sweating.
It does. It's hard, man.
My stomach's doing backflips. I'm like, this sucks.
I thought you were gonna throw the computer out the window, man.
Why doesn't this work? Yeah, because it's never anything obvious. So you're throwing everything out the wall to see if it sticks. But thankfully it worked. All it took was for BRAPS to DM, boom, for whatever reason. That worked.
So how is Stadia going to work?
Let's get into that.
That's a conversation for another day.
I brought that up to Lucky. I said, King, how are they going to get Stadia right if they can't get a Hangouts call right?
And I said exactly that part right there. Right.
So, let me introduce the remaining two of the four horsemen of gaming, as we have Addict under the bus. We have no idea what's up with Addict, and as I said, the boss Lord Cognito is on disability this week, but we should have him back next week. So of course we have the Incredible Hulk of the ILP. Where's the ooh? Where's the ooh?
Look, you got to say the Exodus game. You just messing up all the way around.
No. This is mine. This is
see, but I don't know where your ooh come in at. You like we have the Incredible Hulk of this.
The Incredible Hulk of the ILP. Go. Ooh. The bougiest excess gamer.
Ooh. Getting too many oohs out there, bro.
And the king of all statues and combat talk.
Ooh.
Go ahead. Why not?
Okay.
Lord King, what's up, my brother? I saw you this weekend. You got lit, man. There's a lot of talk going on. Talk to me, man.
Bro, let me tell you something. First of all, KOS is up, so go see that Linda Carter tribute.
Yes. Part 3 of the Holy Trinity, yes.
Yeah, to get the whole thing, I hope you're part of the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter links, all right? I can't put the music on YouTube, okay? So you're not going to get the whole tribute unless you're part of the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So you can see those links there. You can actually see what I put together for one of the most powerful women of my time, and the reason why I collected that Wonder Woman statue. She was at the forefront of the feminist movement, pushing women forward. She was at the pinnacle of my brain of how women are viewed through my eyes: strong, confident, independent, heroism. Is just she and beauty. Like she was my shining star as far as that's how beauty starts. It starts there. So, the king goes that way. Now, as far as fights, combat talk went up. Clarissa Shield versus Christina Hammer last night. I wasn't going to cover that fight because I thought it was going to be another tomato can washout type of thing. But then I started digging deeper into Christina Hammer. And I noticed a lot of her fights and these guys was on a collision path. So I had to give these women they just do. And it panned out exactly how I thought it was going to pan out. Christina Hammer was trying to, establish her jab, trying to get her right hand into play. And a couple of times she did do those things.
Early on, but not.
Yeah. But like I said, I believe the weight of the gloves for the women fighters are an issue. Also, I believe don't hamstring them with giving them 2-minute rounds, give them 3-minute 12 rounds, just like the men. Because you don't want to water down the product. If you want the product to be the same, give them the same. But this is how you get the fights to be crisp, and because sometimes it turns into slap fest. This is no disrespect for women, but we see this in young amateurs. So because their gloves is a little bit heavier. So when they go up to actual professional ranks, the gloves turn to be lighter. And they become sharper, and they're able to move a little bit better. So if we can get that for the women, I guarantee you the product will change, and it will be something that you will want to see. But shout out Clarissa. She did exactly what I expected her to do, push the fight with grit and determination and willpower. When somebody is chasing greatness, greatness is not going to be stopped. If they're at that door, they're banging at that door and they're kicking that door down and they want what's inside that door, they're going to get it. And she got it, and God bless her. That was a fantastic fight.
What does she call herself? The GWOAT, the greatest woman of all time.
She came up with her own name for
the
her own
GWOAT.
self. The GWOAT. I'm the GWOAT. Sound like something that you get on your feet, but bro, I don't want no GWOAT around my ankles. I don't want no GWOAT around my ankles. None of that. So, but shout out to that. It was a great fight. Fonz, you hit the nail on the head. It was a good fight. Especially Lomachenko this weekend when he knocked out Corolla. That fight, everybody thinks Corolla was a bum. Actually, he's not.
He's not. I know he's not. Like that was something else.
Yeah, you're seeing greatness. You're seeing, like, when we got a chance to see Roy Jones, when we got a chance to see young Mike Tyson, young Evander Holyfield, when we got a chance to see, and for older people, when they got a chance to see Muhammad Ali when he fought Sonny Liston. You understand? These rare butterflies come and they blossom right in front of your eyes, and they make the impossible easy. And this man is in this ring the same way he walks around and he trains. I see it. I see him switching feet. I see him moving his hands, sliding, slipping, throwing punches effortlessly off the top of his head. The man is a savant. He is probably one of the greatest of our time. And I want to see him fight Mikey. I need to see that.
Yeah, I definitely need to see that as well. I think these guys, hopefully with the breaking down of a lot of these contracts and these TV contracts, we start to see more of these fights happening and people be more willing to face each other, because it sucks that fighters of a certain generation that should be going toe to toe, it hasn't been happening. So
we've been dealing with that our whole life.
Forever. I know we have been. That's been the nature of boxing, right?
Yeah, and Don King, Bob Arum.
Yeah, that's kind of why I know that's why. I know that's why COG gravitated, and I started gravitating to UFC and MMA in general, just because the league mentality sort of forces you to put those guys in front of each other. Yep. And it's a different product.
Didn't MMA had a great weekend? What's up?
I'm frauding right now. I missed everything. I
actually should have had Fonz on the show. You should have had Fonz on the show, because I was reading all Fonz tweets yesterday.
I'm frauding completely. Yeah. I actually went, well, okay, so now it's Lord Sovereign, the offline profile Illuminati, who lives for the single player offline experience. Always. These guys do not let me go back to the hole from which I came. They want me to engage freaking Cognito and King. They're like, no, you're going to be at the forefront. I'm like, no, don't want to do it.
Time out. Let me give you, I got to tip my hat to you, sir. Tip my hat to you. That video that you and I did, that video that I said, yo, let's go over there and make sure that we talk to Warhorse. That video where I'm like, yeah, COG, let's Sovereign, let's go get stand up there and let's do it. 20,000 views right now. 20,000 is crazy.
That was insane. Shout out to Lord Toby. Shout out to Lord Rick. Everybody over at Warhorse. Shout out to GameStar, man. One of the biggest publications in Europe for using the Iron Lords of video, in their article and whatnot. That's what's up. That's awesome.
You're a European sensation, brother.
Did you? I didn't say anything.
Did you see the comments? You had a lot of those. You had a lot of those women talk about who is that young stud?
They're like,
who's that sovereign guy?
Yeah, who's that sovereign?
I didn't say anything. I know they were in love with Toby's hair.
Who's that Latino?
They love Toby's beard.
That man looking McScruffy. Hello.
Who's that Latin lover?
But for me, man, to be honest, this week I haven't played Jack in the last 2 weeks. I picked up the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the trilogy or whatever, because I haven't played them ever. So I picked it up on the Switch, trying to give my Switch a little bit of love, because it has been collecting dust. I have to say. So I did that, but I haven't even booted it up. So I haven't played anything. Yesterday, went out with Lord Marlonius. We were down 2 lords, Lord Kai Batu, and of course Lord Cog couldn't make it yesterday, but we went to see Shazam. I thought it was great, man. I think it's funny how like roles have sort of been reversed in terms like the comedic stuff. I think DC realizes that they need to give you characters that are relatable and fun without just all the overtly dark tones.
But
what do you
be honest, I didn't see Shazam yet, but that comic has always been in a lighter tone.
It has always. It has been, regardless of the character's strength and his how comparable he is to Superman in a lot of ways. Yes, the character's always been a lot lighter. And I think they did that a great service in the movie. You understand that because he's actually a kid, he doesn't understand the responsibility that comes with these powers up front. But and I think.
Let me ask you a question. This is what I've always had a problem with Shazam, right? He has the wisdom of Solomon, right?
Right.
So once he turns into Shazam, shouldn't he be automatically wise?
That is one of those things that you say, okay, why would he not just become a different being altogether and be someone else when he becomes Shazam, right? But I guess
that problem.
I get that. I totally get that. It makes sense in terms of the way they explain the character and the way he should be. But I think you'd have a boring character at that point, right? Maybe you might have a boring character because
I'm just being a douche. I'm just being absolute.
But I thought it was great. I thought Zachary Levi was fantastic in the role. I don't know about all the talk about the padding in the suit, the padding.
No, that's all him, dude. I saw a video of how he gets in shape. That guy went.
Is that really him?
Yeah, that's him.
He got ripped up for this,
dude.
He got big.
He went up to
watch the video, dude.
Yeah, he went up to 224.
Yep.
He cut back down to 215, and then the trainer that they had him working with, because he was on that show, he got the role a whole year in advance, and they told his behind to get in shape a year in advance. So the show that he was on, it escaped me because I don't watch it. The show that he was on, you saw his transformation on that show as the season went on. And brother, man, was getting stout.
He was.
Yeah. That's all legit, man. That is all legit him. And he changed his eating habits like crazy. I watched the video on, and I was like, I was stunned.
He said that he's thankful for that, because that oftentimes when you have to do certain things for a movie, it affects your personal life in a way that, it creates habits in you that you sort of stick with. And he said, for me, that was the biggest thing, like getting away from drinking, stop eating crap and stuff like that. So that, to me, that's a cool thing. And obviously it doesn't hurt that, that Warner Brothers just paid for everything. So he was able to get ripped on the dollar.
That never hurts.
I wish somebody would give me a nutritionist and told me to listen, here's a couple of million. Go work your behind out and don't worry about nothing.
And don't worry about nothing else. Your meals are paid for, everything.
Bro.
So, big shout out to Philly Eagle in the chat with the $5 super chat. Good morning, Lords. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Sunday. Looking forward to a great podcast. Thank you so much, Philly Eagle. You always in here representing and looking out for the Lord. So thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate it. So now that we've talked about Shazam, we're going to talk to our two esteemed guests once again. I know that we usually go back into their histories and stuff and what they've done, what brought them to YouTube, but we've already done this to you guys. Like I said, these guys are brethren to the realm. So if you want to check out Lord BRAPS' first appearance on ILP, you have to go back all the way to ILP 38.
Wow.
First time Lord
38?
38 is the first time Lord BRAP graced us with his presence. That's a long time ago, brother.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And of course, for Lord Boom was a little later. We got Lord Boom on for the first time on episode 73 of ILP.
Yep.
So if you guys want to know about their gaming history, how they got into YouTube and how they came to be where they are today, please go back and listen to those. What I want to talk to these guys about right now is what's going on with your channels now. Like, what you guys have anything new going on? I know BRAP has, I don't know, Boom has a laundry list of things that he's doing. So let's start out. What I want to ask you guys is what's going on with your channel now? Anything new? Anything you have planned for the future? And then in addition to that, what is your guys' assessment of what's been going on 2019 so far? We're 4 months.
I'll let Enrique go because I'm a gentleman, and I'm interested to hear what he has to say, because you know what? Listen, I went on a campaign for BRAP, and I wouldn't have done it if I didn't believe in them.
Oh, absolutely.
Their panel is unbelievable. Great group of guys, great topics. They're very honest.
Shout out to the panel.
Yeah. So Enrique, please take it away.
No, Boom, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Boom was very instrumental, really helping us get over that 1K, sub mark, and so I always appreciate his support, of BRAP and everyone who has supported us over the last, 2 or 3 years that we've been doing this now. But in terms of the channel, we're just putting out weekly podcast on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I do my rants when I can. I just did one.
You had a recent one that we'll be talking about in a little while. We'll be talking.
Yeah, that one's kind of interesting. So I did a rant over the issue that people are having with Remedy's new game. But we're behind the scenes trying to get some developers on, but it's been tough. Everyone's kind of in the E3 grind, and it's nobody wants to talk about anything. I've been trying to get Marcel Hatam on, who was at he worked for Crytek and now is at Ubi, and that's been, you know, Ubi's a little more they're a little more hands-on with allowing their employees to go on podcasts. So that's been a little bit of a challenge, but we're working on that behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, I think we just you know, just focusing on putting out you know, content and just having fun and having conversations about the hobby that we love and enjoy so much. And you know, and you know, got to give a big shout out to Eric Jackson and B Money. B's actually been a little MIA because he just bought a new house and been, you know, working with that. And yeah, and you know, big shout out to Slow Mo and Gaming Forte. Yeah,
Forte, get at me, man. I got at you in the DMs. You don't like free stuff, brother? I got your Teespring on deck, man. You have to let me know what you need, man.
Yeah, Forte, man, hit him up, man. He's in the live chat right now.
He is. He just did not contact me. No love whatsoever. I got it.
You know, and then Eric and B have been you know, mainstays of the podcast for years now, and so. We're just having fun, man. You know, just love talking about, you know, video games and everything related to the industry. So, in terms of 2019, it's been a great year for gaming already. I mean,
it really has. It definitely has.
You know, month of April. I've been playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Ooh, let's go. Let's talk about it.
And let me tell you something. It's probably From's hardest game that I've played. But I love it. It's I as much as I curse the game and I yelling at my TV at times, I just keep coming back.
I'm the same way. I've hardly gotten to play since PAX East, but I'm the same way. I love sucking at that game. But
it takes me back to a time where, you know, we grew up in the you know, the 80s and 90s.
No, bro, you see games right there. You see that right there? Those are hard games, right? They actually aren't. All right. That game that you are playing is purposely made in a way to make you throw and break controllers and tear up TVs.
But I think you could say the same thing about those old games. Those old games, they didn't really.
They were made to eat quarters.
Balancing it.
They were made to eat quarters.
All right, of course, they were made to make you poor. That's what they were made for.
Yeah, exactly. They made it hard, so you kept feeding the quarters.
Yeah. So, all right, now in the age of $200 controllers and the $5,000 televisions, you're playing a dangerous game, brother. I've seen guys go absolutely nuts. Shout out to Kid Smooth, brother. You have the best reactions to that game I've ever seen in my life. Yo,
I give it to Smooth, dude. Like I give it to Smooth, man. He's willing to put his misery out there. I mean, the price is right. Obviously, the price is right. Obviously, I wouldn't do it for $1,000. I would.
Listen, for $1,000, I think. But you see, he did it very good. It's like some people do $1,000 challenge and they're not entertaining. This man got a calculation of all his. It's the best. It's genuine. The boy is very genuine.
Oh yeah.
Yes, his reaction, like even when he beat Bloodborne,
right?
When he did like a flip on his bed, he like almost broke his neck. Like
his reaction at PAX East, or did he just
he flaked on PAX East, but I understand exactly why. He was there last year. And
I'm saying, did he beat the Bloodborne challenge at PAX East? I know he was playing there, but
I think it was. I think he was. It was an E3 or PAX East.
He was playing it, but he
didn't finish it.
Because I think Attic was like in the background, like walking the room.
I can imagine Attic in the background, like
I think Attic was like, what's going on? Yeah, because he was screaming. He was like, and he did like a flip off the bed, but it was funny. But no, that game. I mean, that game brings me back to a time where we used to game like Ghosts and Goblins was hard back in the days. Even the early Ninja Gaidens weren't easy. Atoji, if you remember Atoji, game wasn't really an easy game. You know, this game just, as much as I cursed at the TV and want to throw my controller down, I keep coming back because it's rewarding. Like when you actually beat a boss, you finally beat that boss, it is so rewarding, and you just want to keep going back for more. And it took me away. So King, that's why I haven't been on the Division 2, man.
Yeah, I'm upset with you. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I'm just like, I'm gonna be 100 because I said this is always going down with. I'm glad that you are on the show so I can have my king intervention with you. You did it in PUBG.
Oh,
bro, I don't know how.
My God, where's the Fraudlight? Hold up, where's the Fraudlight?
No, it's here. It's here.
Hey, you're not gonna give me the Fraudlight,
yo, bro.
Oh,
bro,
come on!
It's here. It's here.
Come on!
And listen, I don't know how you maintain relationships, brother, but let me tell you something. Like once we hang out, once we're dating. Okay, all right. So and every time I jump on same bat time. Yeah, same bat channel. I'm like, where my man Brap at? We in these DC streets. No, I'm in these DC streets alone. Shout out to Lord Monkey for getting me up to 30, and shout out to what is this guy's name? Well, sorry, it escapes me again. I'm hungry, brothers. I did not eat, so my stomach is eating my thoughts. But yeah, they got me the gear. We up to tier 5. Shout out to Chris, Lord Chris. We out here, we moving. I was trying to get Brap doing it. We was with Native the other day. We leveled Native up from 4 levels, I think in like 15 minutes.
Wow. I mean, King, yeah, we were on there for a minute. But you know,
he's gonna tell you something else.
Sekiro came out, man. It keeps calling me.
My friend left. I got a problem with a lot of you guys on this panel right here.
I don't know what you're talking, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? Boom, me and Boom, Boom is lucky. All Boom do is he get a new unboxing. He'll send it, yo, King, I thought you like this high. He'll send that to me. Boom is nice like that. But you, Sovereign, you Sovereign. When I have not finished that daggone game yet, Sovereign.
That's funny.
Yo, I'm gonna get a Fraudlight too, or is it just me?
Nah, I get it every week. No, listen, every week. Like, there's no reason to. It's just it's like in the corner all the.
Bro, but he's going to E3. So he more than made up for it. Like, and he was at PAX. So my man is like, yo, listen, I'm probably not playing with you in the game, but I'm with you in real life. So I'm like, okay.
And that's what I've always said. Like, he called me antisocial one time.
Too, man. I'm with you in spirit still.
Yo, listen, the hell with your spirits. I need you physically or virtually to show up, brother. I'm listen, you here right now. This is a step in the right direction. But listen, bro.
Oh no, not the fraud alert.
Rap.
He's fully solving the bushes. Yeah, I'm in the bush. You know, he runs me through the bushes every week. He knows until we finish playing A Way Out, I'm never gonna be out the bush.
Can someone back me up on the addicted nature on Sekiro here?
Absolutely, 100%. I'm addicted to getting murdered in that game. It is the best feeling. Look at it. To me, I feel in terms of combat, it is the most evolved combat in a From game ever. I think it forces you to use every aspect of the combat and
level design too. Think about the level design.
In the level design, they've always been masters of level design. The way the levels double back on each other, and it almost feels kind of like a Metroidvania in that way when you open up like different paths that you weren't able to go through before, and you see how things sort of intertwine on top of one another. It's freaking amazing, man. It's just a matter of having the patience to stick with it, and you know, not everybody has that patience. But
it's old school, man. That's how we used to play, man. That's how I see that. I feel like that's how we grew up playing. So, King, you were playing a Street Fighter earlier on your arcade.
No, okay, what you heard is like when you go from I'll do it real quick. Right when you change systems.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it'll jump from thing to thing.
You know, random sounds. It don't have nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Oh, you can for no reason. Like, so, has nothing to do with it. So it'll be on some Atari something or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But it's 6,000 and some odd games. You know, and I'm gonna get that arcade stuff to you. Let me turn that down. I'm gonna get that arcade stuff to you. We're working on how to present it to you legally, and we want you guys to be the most driving force in that, like picking games. You see how Brap said old school games, right? And he mentioned a name, and I was gonna go search for the game in here, but I need to know the company who makes the game, and I need to know the year. I can get into it, I can get the game, I can post the game, and I can show Brap, yo, check this out. I'm playing this, and I can do a little review on it. A 2019 review on a game that was back out in the 80s or 90s.
83
awesome,
probably.
Hey, Ghosts and Goblins, Capcom, man.
Yeah, man. You bring it to an audience that may not have even gotten to play those.
Yeah, because a lot of our chat have not played those games. You understand? So if I give you, if I can strike a fire in you, I can give some type of awareness. That's why that statue is spinning in the background. It's showing you that, yeah, you can go and purchase that statue. I will show you the link. I will tell you what to do. You don't have to limit yourself at all, ever. Not one time will you, should you, or at any way should you limit yourself. You should go out and work to your fullest potential. If you collect, then collect. Don't let nobody make you feel small or demean you. If you play video games, play your video games, because you grew up in a climate that going into the arcade and playing video games, they was talking down to us. We empower our children now. Our children have us to back them. You know, BRAPS said his video games to play. So you gotta think about it. Cultivate the culture.
Yeah, it's on us to. Well, it's always been on us to eliminate that stigma, right? To move.
It's so it's so widely accepted now that you would almost be out of place if you were trying to poke on somebody for playing games.
Right? You would sound
out of place,
completely out of place, out of touch, out of time, completely, because it's such a norm in today's society. So I'm glad for that, and I'm glad that we're the ones that push that forward.
But even look at a game like Sekiro, like how difficult it is. I think it sold 2 million copies already.
Yeah,
it's the highest selling, the fastest selling from game in the company's history.
And I always felt that was going to be the case with that game, just because, like I said, the ninja stuff, man.
The aesthetics for sure.
The aesthetics for sure.
Yeah.
Like it had people interested in that game that are not necessarily From Software game fans. And just willing to take a shot on it, right? Maybe some of them fell off after they purchased because they felt it was too difficult or whatever the case may be. But for me, I think that's what, besides the combat, it's the aesthetic that keeps
the aesthetic in feudal Japan. I mean, that's very, I think it's appealing. I think a lot of people dig that background, that setting of the game. And, this 2019 so far, we're getting close to E3. I know we talked about that earlier. I mean, it's been a great year so far. I mean, Devil May Cry 5, Capcom knocking out of the park.
Yep.
RE2, Resident Evil, and
we thought Capcom was dead.
They were in 2016. They were on the ropes, and didn't
you talk about that?
And they did it, and they came back on the strength of their old franchises. They really haven't necessarily, come back with anything super brand new, but they realized that there was a level of polish in their old games that gamers appreciate, and if you go back to the formula, it'll work, if you really put the effort in.
It's interesting. It's worked in Hollywood. Why, why would it work in gaming? And I think it's evident it works in gaming now.
Yep.
So I'm all for it. Like I'm okay. I'm hoping Konami comes on board.
For real, man. Like
I'd like
as
to
much
see a
hate as
remake.
they get.
Yeah. I'd like to see a remake of Metal Gear Solid, the original, on the lines of Resident 2. That's what they should do.
Well, they said we still don't know what
How about a Castlevania though?
Let's see that, and that's another thing, right? When we get one that's really good, we forget about all that bad. Right? Really think about that, because a lot of those remakes, a lot of stuff that was coming through that was bad. It was poorly implemented. We want the same level of care that the Resident Evil 2 came through with, right? Because it was done right. It looked good. It played very well. It was done right. So us, the guys that played it first, can appreciate it a little bit more than a new person that's getting this game. That the game looks good. What about those games that came before it that were piss poor? Right. So we don't know. And this goes into Addict's remake that he needs to get here to talk about what that thing is going to do with that at Final Fantasy. So
Addict, I don't know what's up. He hasn't even answered any messages or anything, so I think he's folded for the day, but we may get him.
Let's get into this Jedi Order, guys.
All right, so what's up? Hold on a second. We have to pay the bills real quick. Shout out to Restored Hades with the $2 super chat. I want a Bloody Roar reboot. Yes.
Yes.
So who did Bloody Roar? Who did it? Who made that game?
Oh man,
it came out for PlayStation 2, right?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, I saw it recently. It does not look. It didn't age well, but it was a great game.
No, it was PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2.
It was PS1. Well, there was No, that was PS2. I think there was a PS1 version, and then for the first one, and then but the following ones were PS2 and beyond.
PS2, yeah. Because
the name of the developers was Aiding, like 8 with ing at the end, and Hudson Soft.
Yeah.
God, you guys remember Hudson Soft?
Yeah. Oh my God. Adventure Island.
Yeah, right. God, I'm so old.
Yeah, we all are. This is a perfect panel today because we're all old.
Well, I mean, listen, it's up there. I am going to say this though: it has been a very exciting 2019 for gaming as a whole. I mean, look, I know that I say it. I've gone on record saying it at least for the last 2 or 3 years consecutively, that this is the best year in gaming. You know, you look back to 2007, right? Mm. And that's still considered like the Dalai Lama, if you will, of the gaming universe. Right. It really was. You got so many amazing games in 2007. Every year that has passed, gaming is trying to hit that 2007 status. With what we've seen in 2019, first of all, it has proven a lot of things at least to me. First of all, the first quarter of the year has normally been dry as a desert, and it has been a proven fact that it is a great time to release your game. We've seen ridiculous amounts of titles. People are still trying to figure out how can they afford all of these games, let alone play them all. And like I said, if you're into gaming, it doesn't matter what flag you fly. I say if you can afford to do it. Not everyone can. Gaming's an expensive hobby. If you can afford to support all 3 companies by buying their consoles and playing the games that you love, it totally eliminates the console war nonsense that goes on social media. It really does. You don't have to be involved. You could say, well, you know what? Right. This particular box is where I play the most, but I also have the other 2, and I enjoy them as well. You know what? Console war over.
Boom. Are you saying that finances dictate allegiance?
That might not be a revelation. Well, you don't know. You know what you started. I can't even say you don't know what you started. You know what you started.
Well, you are the access gamer. You know what I'm saying? So
we've been on the same mind wave
yes.
for a very long time.
Very long. We're talking grandfather days.
Like Bloody Raw right there. Bloody Raw right there for who was that wanted to see that Bloody Raw? It's there. Put it up there, so maybe you can check it out. Yeah, just like Boom said, financially, you tie yourself to a horse, basically, and you want that horse to win the race. You want it to come in first because everybody wants to belong to something greater.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Good point. And it's nice. I mean, some guys scrape together that $300 for that system, and they're betting their hopes and dreams that all the multi-plats come this way. We get this first, and we have good first-party games, and that stuff means a lot to them. To other guys that are a little bit more financially affluent, we go out and we purchase every and anything when it hits.
Yep.
And we don't give a damn. Like we actually really moving in that fashion that we want to. We're technology hoarders, so we want the new technology. We want to play the new games with the new fidelity for whatever reason it is, and we are the early opters that push the industry forward. But you guys are the lifeblood who want one system, can only afford one system, only have time for one system. And I understand your allegiance is tied to something that you're financially tied to, but don't denigrate and don't push down somebody else who's in your same position.
Yes, that's always been my issue. It's like a lot of it comes from I've seen a lot of the arguments come from not necessarily bigging up what's good about your system. It's about putting down the other one. And what the hell is that about? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, because a lot of the times, if you are that person who's on one console, then you don't really have a true understanding of what's going on the other side of the fence. So,
good point.
Right. So a lot of the arguments behind it is there's nothing objective there. It's just pure, running something through the coals just for the sake of doing it. And it doesn't make any sense to me. It never has.
But Boom, isn't it? And Brad and Sovereign, you can attest to this. When we went to the playground, and that one kid that had a Super Nintendo, and the other kids had a Genesis. Well, his house happened to be the new house that we were going to.
Oh, of course. And that was the thing. There wasn't hate there. It was like, yo, how can we hang out, bro? Like,
Yeah.
When I had friends that had TurboGrafx 16, I'm like, yo, let me go over there. I want to play Box Adventure like this.
Yo,
I want to play this system.
That dude was the most exciting dude in your team, right?
yeah.
Because everyone had like Genesis at the time. Like me growing up, like if I think about the 16-bit era, most everyone had Genesis. And then when when TurboGrafx 16 came out, SNES came out, like we all would just like we didn't care. We're like, oh, we gotta go to that dude's house. Yep. He's got the SNES, or he's got TurboGrafx, or if you had that one person who had the Neo Geo.
King, hello. Yeah, that was
you
King.
were there. You were there.
I actually had both. I had the cartridge and the CD.
And the CD. We
had them both. Yeah.
King and I were talking about that a few weeks ago, how we had the Samurai Showdown on CD and we were waiting for it to load.
Yo, I can't wait to get to LA with Boom, because let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. It's gonna be like Joe Pesci and Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right, we are twins. We are twins. Don't ever get it twisted. Listen to what he says, right? And then just hear the voice. Then put my voice on what he's saying, and you're like, yeah, bro, they sound the same. Did you see Boom statue? Yo, shout out to Boom, right? Did you see his amiibos?
Oh, he got his amiibo game is lit, right?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yo.
Yeah, I like that phrase.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
it.
it.
My favorite unboxing or what you did, what was it?
The Sekiro?
No, the helmet.
The one I nearly died in. Yes, that was the
what?
The one I nearly died in. Yes.
Wait, did you try to fit your head in that thing?
Yes.
Oh, you put it on.
What happened was I went out and I purchased the Fallout 76 collector's edition. And I was very public about I'm buying it for the collector's edition's helmet, not the game, because I didn't expect much from the game. If I would have enjoyed the game, it would have been a bonus. I'm a big fan of Fallout. I have the Pip-Boy. I have the lunchbox from the original collector, from the original OG collector's edition. I have everything. So I did the unboxing, and I thought it was going to be kind of cool to finish off the video by wearing the helmet. So what I did is I put the helmet on, and I somehow got the microphone that I was wearing on my head into the microphone.
Oh, God.
But what I didn't realize is that the air wasn't going to get into that helmet as well. So I had to take a deep breath. I did the take about a dozen times before I got it right. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. By the time I was done, when you don't see it because it's edited. I was feeling a bit woozy after wearing that helmet, because I did it, and the last take came out perfect, but there was at least 11 other takes prior that I was like, okay, I lift up the helmet, take it, okay, and I do my spiel, and I had to shorten it because I'm running out of breath in this thing, so I wound up having to go, okay, thanks for tuning in to Dobo Gaming, and it kind of sounded like I was speeding up a few times. Like, God damn it, I got to do it again.
It was like, I need water. I need help.
Oxygen. These are the depths and the extent that Boom was willing to go to provide his product. Remember that. And go like and subscribe to Boom.
Boom risked his life.
Risk his life.
Boom is out
bring you that
content. Trying to die in his unboxings.
Yo. Listen, I'm willing to bend over backwards for this community, so it's the least I can do.
And the worst part about it's a Bethesda product.
Oh my God, he's there.
Welcome, Addict. There he is.
All right, let me give you your intro before we move into these.
So the unboxing was buggy. Okay. Go.
So, Lord Addict, we have the young wolf of the ILP in the difficult game, Conqueror. Dude, did you finish Sekiro yet?
No.
Oh, you suck. You're messing up my intro, bro. You're killing me. Where you at? How close are you?
I can't really say how close I am. Well, let's just say close.
All right, man. So what's going on, man? Besides being under the table, what's good?
Nothing. This Sekiro game, man. It's testing my patience.
It's addictive. It is addictive.
Yo, y'all guys heard that, right? I'm advising against this. Listen, they sold 2 million minus 1.
Minus 1.
Because Look, it's like I said last week. Like, I like being able to just dodge, and like this game is like we don't care what you like. You're gonna play it our way.
You're gonna parry. You're not gonna dodge, because once you start dodging, they adjust to that, and no matter how far away you try to dodge, they will get you.
Like sometimes you'll try to like sidestep. That's worked in every From Software game, and it's like their blade just extends just a little bit, and then it's like it hits you.
That's the worst feeling ever. It's the most frustrating thing. I'm like,
wait a minute.
I know for a fact that wasn't gonna hit me, and then the game pretty much like sends you a message. Like, I told you to block. I didn't tell you to block.
I told you to parry. Yeah, it's happened with me where I sidestep basically at an angle, and I end up almost behind the dude.
And you still get hit.
I get hit.
I fought him once. I'm pretty sure you fight him twice.
Man.
Shout out to Smooth for keeping me away from
it. Bro, it's horrifying, but I love it. Like, I love every second.
Hey, Sam, if you don't mind, before we move on to the next topic, I kind of just want to do a quick channel update and give the people the heads up. First of all, if you missed the Xbox Factor podcast this week, you missed a good one, because I was able to score Brad Sams from Tharot.com. And let me tell you something. Not only is that man a gentleman, he is wickedly smart. I mean, that when you say Xbox Insider, that dude, he just doesn't know about Xbox. He knows everything there is to know about Microsoft. But he dropped some real dope knowledge about a battle royale mode that he has heard is going to be in the new Halo. Really? And a few other little tidbits in there. He says nothing's confirmed, but this is what he's hearing. So, obviously it's probably just going to be a mode like Warzone or Big Team Battle. Yeah.
It's a shame that Lord Cognito's not here, so I can sense the disgust that would be coming off of him right now.
I mean, listen, it's just probably going to be a mode. It's not going to be featured it's the new PUBG.
He won't even try Apex Legends.
I don't know why he won't. That game is legit.
Great.
Game is good. Again, it's not my type of game. I'm not a big BR guy, but I did play it. I did enjoy it. And then this upcoming week, I it's crazy that how you go from trying to get people on, and obviously Enrique was talking about it. Sometimes it's a lot. There's a lot of ladders to climb to get someone on the show. I was able to get Ryan Roth, who is the audio director for Void Bastards. He's going to be on the show for an hour. I've already sent him the questions. Everything is good. And it's going to be a real amazing episode of this week's Xbox Factor podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Boom doing it, man. Really, I couldn't be happier for you, man. You're like the hardest working dude in gaming, man. You're really out there.
I appreciate it, man.
I was not kidding when I said I need to take a drink before I start on your intro, because it's a whole bunch of stuff, man. And I know there are more opportunities out there for you, and you're just, you're kind of, leveling yourself off a little bit because you don't want to spread yourself too thin, but it's insane, man. But you really,
I got to be honest, the real bucket list check that's probably the size of the paper that it's on is the E3, and that's really thanks to you guys. That's thanks to Cognito, to King, to everyone that's on this panel. I had no idea, where to even start. To put my foot on the path for the journey for E3. And, you guys kind of just really laid it down for me. And, I just followed the steps. And, again, it's not cheap, folks. If you want to get to E3, you got to make some sacrifices, and which I've done. I've done a significant amount of that. I mean, sometimes games have to be put on the back burner that aren't important to make this happen, but I'm hoping to score a bunch of interviews, and I'm going to be doing live from E3 coverage every day. Like it's going to be fun. My wife laughs when I told her like this is really a work trip. She's like, "Yeah, right. You're hanging out with King and those guys. It's going to be fun."
Let me tell you something.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be work, but it's going to be fun.
Listen, Boom. I get that all the time. And first, shout out to Ricardo Willis.
Shout out for the $5 super chat.
Great show with two great guests, Lord King, great king of statues. Thank you so much. I hope Linda Carter, hears you. That was it was a love letter for me to her. and the movement that she was about for that King of Statues. I don't think that statue right there is indicative of what you're going to get this week. What you're going to get this week coming is my first custom statue that I've purchased. Is straight from China. I've never seen anyone post it. I've never seen anyone unbox it. And I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to post it. And I want that one to do what lordsofgaming.net is doing to reviews and interviews and stuff like that. Now I want it to be felt. I want you to feel it when
How many customs do you have now, King? You have a few.
No, custom statues
or a couple on the back that you had. Like,
I have coming. Yeah, shout out to Rad Titan, my brothers in England who's linked me to, because that when I start to explain that world to you guys later, it's a lot of community ties and a lot of leaning on somebody's word. You send your money out there, you send 400 out there, and you're waiting 6-7 months for your statue to get made, and you're just hoping that your $700 or whatever that you sent is validated, and it's only validated when that statue comes. All right, but once you get into the community, and then you know who are the charlatans and who
you can trust,
right? That's a huge thing. So, hopefully, I can shed a lot of light on that for you guys. A lot of people don't want to give out their sources. I understand that stuff, and you get vetted. I got vetted this week by one of my idols, Alex from Rad Titan. Please go follow, likes, and subscribe. They show a lot, and they help me along my journey, and hopefully I can help you guys along your journey to achieve your level of comfortability. Now, my level of comfortability, that's why I do different levels of statues. It's not about $3,000 statues or $100 statues. It's about what you want. You know, that everybody has an inner drive, right? So when I say King of Statues, your house is your statues. Like Boom is the king of his statues. So it's not just about me being the king of statues. It's about you guys, empowering you guys to get out and do. So thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, I just put that up there for display for y'all so y'all can see. Go do that. Go get it.
You know, King, I want to just kind of touch on what you're saying before we get onto the topics, if that's okay. I have a custom Arkham Batman that was $500.
Wow.
And it is one of a kind. I think there are only 3. I think from what I understand, there are only 3 of them available. I own one of them. One of them has broken, so technically there's only 2. And I'll actually go take pictures, and I'll send it in the DM. The one thing about customs, he's right. You know, you got to be real careful because these people are taking your money, so you got to be, I paid $500 before I even had a product, and I'm not going to sit in line and say I wasn't nervous because that's $500. That's a lot of money, right? But when you get that statue home and you put it up, and that there's only a handful of these things out there. And when you take pictures, people are like, whoa, my God, where can I get that from? Well, sorry, my friend. This is a custom. There's only 3 available, and I own one of them. I'm sorry. I've been offered $1,500 for this statue from people, and it's not going anywhere.
It's not, because it's worth more than that to you.
Because first of all, I'm a huge Batman fan. Love him because he's all Batman is a human being who uses his detective skills and his wits, and how vicious he is as a fighter. And that's what makes him one of the best heroes out there, because he's just human.
Yeah. I tell you, I really appreciate what you guys do. I wish I still had that drive to collect physical things. I used to, and for whatever reason, it just fell off. Like,
you're married now, bro.
I can't because my kids want to grab all the statues I have right now. I'm like, leave it alone, don't touch it.
My kids learned early. You see those steps? Stay the hell away.
Stay the hell out of the basement.
The basement is lava. It is lava.
I have amiibos in the boxes. My kids want to unbox them. I'm like, hey, don't do that.
No. Could you imagine you come home and all your amiibos is unboxed and they just in there playing? They just look at you like,
King, I had that happen once already, and let me tell you something, man. That Latin temper almost came out. and I was ready to throw shoes at him.
Like,
If you know what I'm talking about, Sovereign.
Carajo! What?
Yeah, carajo. I was about to grab a chancleta and throw it. Seriously, it was about to be
boomerang chancleta.
Yeah,
it feels like you guys live in a horror.
You don't
movie
want the
now.
chancleta hitting you, brother.
Yeah, you don't want that,
chancletas, man.
that pinpoint accuracy. You don't want
My mom was like Peyton Manning throwing chancletas.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
It's not a game. Not a game. So let's get into these topics. We can sit here talking all day and not talk about gaming at all.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into this first topic. And this is actually my topic. So yesterday, Respawn Entertainment finally unveiled Jedi Fallen Order, their brand new third-person action game in the Star Wars universe. So I want to know what you guys think of what you saw from the trailer. It was just a teaser trailer. It didn't show a lot, but it gave you an idea of what the story is, where in the timeline it happens. Afterwards, we did get some clarification of like what type of game it is and whatnot. So what do you guys think? And even more generally, what do you guys think about everything that got said at Star Wars Celebration? The teaser for Episode 9, and then we'll get into what we thought about the game. So let's start with Lord Boom. Let's see. What's your Star Wars love like?
Well, first of all, I can say that I saw Star Wars in the theater in 1978 with my mom and dad, and I have been a fan ever since. Yes, I'm an old school cat, and you know what? Okay, Episode 8, left a lot of people sour, and I hear it. I'm not a fan of that director. J.J. Abrams, in my opinion, knocked it out of the park. Though it was safe in the Episode 7, it was safe, but it was a great return to what made Star Wars great. And Episode 9 is coming, and on the heels of that, we have now Respawn. Who are the creators of Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2, both fantastic titles. But what people forget about Vince Zampella and the team at Respawn is that those guys and gals were responsible for the good Call of Duty games. Okay, and I really mean that. I really mean that, because Call of Duty has fallen off a cliff for me personally, especially when you start talking about the stories.
Boom, let's be real here. There's no such thing as a good Call of Duty game.
Ooh, I knew that was coming.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. If you go back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, 4, and you go and one after that, I enjoyed those.
All that
stories.
means is it was overhyped.
Well, I mean, that again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but my point is that they are good storytellers, and how you know that for a fact is if you play Titanfall 2 single player campaign, which was magnificent, probably one of the best this generation.
Yeah, it really was.
And now we see this teaser trailer, and of course that's what it is a trailer. But at the same time, I think what has many people not talking about is that we're getting a single player focused, story driven narrative that's canon within the Star Wars universe. It has been confirmed that there's no microtransactions. I love that. Immediately throw it out there. It's EA, so you never know, right? You're like, okay, right. EA, I'm taking a breath. But they are the first, and here's the other thing. It's running on Unreal Engine 4 as opposed to Frostbite, which is what ruined and is still ruining Anthem.
Thank
I can imagine the roar from the crowd.
Yes, immediately.
I feel like something
when they said that.
Something's with like Respawn. It feels like they have power over there. Like it's like, we making this free to play. We doing this now. Oh, we ain't using Frostbite. It's
as
like
much as they got shafted with Titanfall 2 and the release dates, and they should have that power.
They should have the cloud for sure. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very excited for this game. I know that it's up digitally to pre-order, which of course I'm going to get the maximum edition, but I'm holding off in the hopes that there is some sort of a collector's edition that comes with a statue, because obviously, like the king here, I'm a big fan of statues. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if you guys saw yesterday, I sent it to King. I have a statue of the actual order from the film saying, Order
66.
Yes, Order 66, where he's holding a hologram of the Emperor in his hand. And that's one of my favorite pieces. That's a $650 piece. It's probably triple that by now.
Yep.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The little mini busts, I have 86 of them.
Oh wow!
And I have some. I have.
Nice.
Yes, I actually. I want to get. I don't have a man cave yet, so I had to kind of trade those for the amiibos. But those may be coming back because, like I said, those are super expensive. Those are made by Gentle Giant. Obviously, the king knows who they are because they're great. But this particular game, my God! I'm going to say this. First of all, Episode 9 looks amazing. The trailer for this game looks amazing, and what they were talking about in regards to what Disney's going to be doing with the franchise, and with the Star Wars celebration. If you are a Star Wars fan, you got bucket loads of information, and I'm excited. Nothing that they said disappointed me.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know there were people that, like the naming conventions for the movie, The Rise of Skywalker, and obviously anybody is not a spoiler, but at the end of the end of the trailer, you hear Palpatine's voice, and they're like, "What the heck what's going on here? Like, why the last movie in the Skywalker saga, we have Force Ghosts, bad Force Ghosts, good Force Ghosts. What's going on?" So honestly, like I'm excited just to see how wacky it could get. And I hope it closes things out well. But Lord Brap, what do you think about this, man? Are you a Star Wars head?
Yes, I am a Star Wars fan. Did not see Star Wars in the movie theaters in 1977. What
are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
no, I think that's awesome. Boom, that's awesome. You had that experience.
77. Yes, I stand corrected.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, to have that experience. I am. I don't like the name Rise of the Skywalkers. But that's, it is what it is. I mean, we'll probably find out. Obviously, we'll find out why they named the movie that, after we watch it. But I'm just with Respawn's game and the trailer and everything, I'm so excited for anything and everything Star Wars right now. I will say this, the Vinny has to have dirt on someone at EA. Because he must have a video of someone saying something or someone doing something they should have done, because he is basically calling the shots. I think Addict said, we're not doing Frostbite, that's not happening. We're not going to do microtransactions.
Remember in the meeting with Vince, they were like, "Do you think EA has 100% back your back?" He's like, "Whatever that means."
Yeah. He's got he's got Addict. He's got total swag. He's like, you know what? He's like, hey, you know what? I'm untouchable.
I'm gonna tell you.
I think what it is. I don't think it was, but I think when their game started flopping more and more, or not necessarily flopping, just not making as much money. Yeah. They've always had critically acclaimed games, but it hasn't had the sales. EA's we got to do something different. It was because if you think about it, they're a relatively new acquired studio, and they gave them a Star Wars game.
Yeah, and they allowed them to make it.
That's the equivalent of giving something well, obviously not talent wise, but it's giving Ninja Theory a Star Wars game.
But see, what you have to understand is their quality shows. So when y'all say, "Oh, he has carte blanche, he has cachet," what other development house inside EA has a name that you can sit there and you can follow? What other development house in EA has that level of cachet that's going to put out those quality games?
And it doesn't matter. Look at Bioware. Look at Bioware. Look what EA's done with Bioware, though. I mean, Bioware is
I think Bioware did that to themselves.
Well,
no,
I mean,
it would.
I think
were
a little
bit of both. It's a little bit.
You had a helping hand with that, but I'm just saying when it comes along to that, I believe BioWare were playing it loose and free.
Yes,
and
maybe.
then
they were
going to come right.
Oh no, I agree on that.
You already see it, and they're going to come together and do some little BioWare sauce at the end. Now, how many times can your parents tell you all the time? Stop doing your homework right before you got to go to school. Stop doing your homework in the morning. It's going to catch up to you.
Well,
and it caught up to them, bro.
What I was referring to is, they were forced that hand when it comes to what engine they use. Yeah, they actually said that they pushed them in the direction of Anthem, but they didn't give them any kind of landscaping. They're this is the type of game we want.
The secret ninja.
Oh, yes.
The Shinobi.
Yeah.
The Shinobi.
What's going on,
The
guys?
boss is in the building.
What's up, Cog?
Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. What's going on?
What we need to hear is there might be a battle royale for Halo, right?
Uh-oh. Let's not get started.
No, I had to jump in a little bit, take some pain medication, but this is good discussion.
Oh, so you feeling good? You
Yeah,
feeling
he's like,
good.
I'm
That's
good.
what it means.
Nah, not that good. Not good. But I was listening to Boom, and I'm in the same page with him as far as this, because it's like with Zampella, one thing about him and Respawn, the track record is strong, man. Like, it's really strong. So I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do. And like Boom said, with the whole COD, like the Modern Warfare, like people don't realize like Halo was the GOAT at that point. And when Modern Warfare came, everything shifted.
Yep.
The original Modern Warfare, that's his baby. So to see him do that, and then we got Titanfall, you know what I'm saying? And now, you know, with him again, free of Frostbite, kind of running his own ship. And I think he's got so much leverage with Apex being the success that it is, that they really can't tell him anything. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where Respawn goes with it. I know me and Fonz was going at it a little bit on Twitter. He's real nervous because EA's involved. But at the end of the day, I mean, we got to look at Respawn's track record.
But
Yeah,
you know,
Respawn.
It's Respawn, and like Cog said, and like Boom said, it's Respawn, but it really is old school Infinity Ward. And old school Infinity Ward had carte blanche, like do whatever you want.
Yeah,
So-
they had carte blanche with Activision, so he's used to working with those big, you know, publishers and the politics that it's involved with working and being under that pressure.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's probably just like Lord King David said. Like, what do you think the most clout studios that EA owns? I would say Respawn. Before
In that order.
Nice.
Yeah.
like that's all.
Dice.
Like
And-
Dice.
Dice. Yeah, I mean, I would.
Yeah.
They gave Dice a Star Wars game.
Mhm.
So like it's like the one they gave everyone a Star Wars game, but the one they wanted, everyone wants to have a Star Wars game, which is BioWare. So
No.
you know,
I don't think BioWare is in a position to do exactly what we expect of them
Yeah, I
until they
don't know.
clean up
I
their
think
ship.
BioWare is
until
on life support right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
until they
But
get
I don't
back
know-
into the dojo and actually
they've also
checking
lost-
those.
Yeah.
Those they lost a ton of people. I'm just
They're
saying
not the same studio.
Yeah, they lost a lot of people.
they
Yeah.
You can't
aren't.
expect them to be given an RPG and be like, run with it. You can't. You don't.
I mean,
You don't know
Laidlaw-
what you're gonna get.
Laidlaw's gone. I mean, Mike Laidlaw was,
Listen,
you know,
the
big behind it.
problem lies in the practices in the beginning. You know, like
The way I would describe it was complete leadership. Like they dropped the ball in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
stop trying to at the end trying to sew everything together. That's the whole thing. Is like if you have to build a different pedigree, it's like when you tear down a basketball team or football team and you're starting from the farm system.
Magic Johnson.
Oh damn,
Bro,
Damn.
throw him under the bus, whatever. It's like I didn't think he was right for the job anyway. But when you have to start things and you have to build a culture. If the culture is already toxic in there, and then you think at the end that you're going to come together and rally as a squad, no, it's not going to happen in that manner. So if he decided that Frostbite was a detriment and it has to get out of here in order for this to be made, great, because he put out Apex, and listen, Apex is the only thing pushing Fortnite right now. So we have to leave him alone.
It's
and
EA's
allow
most
him
successful game right now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it's not using the Frostbite engine.
Yeah.
Think
the
about
irony
that.
of it.
part.
Using the
Think
Half-Life
about that.
engine.
Yeah.
Think about that part. Like they've been trying to force feed people this Frostbite engine to save some bucks in the corner
Yep.
of so much
Facts.
that I think that was at a detriment to a lot of these games.
Exactly.
I think Anthem could have been a 10 times better game had that been on Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these little boardroom decisions, guys, that we're not privy to hurt our development houses who don't have a word. They can't say we're not going to use this engine. If they tell you make this game and use this engine and here's your money, then this is what they have to do. So now, I mean, the biggest thing I got from that whole thing was we're using Unreal Engine. And that right there was the boom.
Hey, King, you know what that means? It means it's exclusive to the Epic Store.
Shut
On
up.
PC.
Shut up.
I'm sure we'll hear something about that coming up. But I'm surprised nobody's talked about what my affinity for this is. And as soon as I see third person action, Jedi battles, lightsaber battles, I don't think I enjoyed the Force Unleashed games on the 360. I thought they were great. I thought they were cool. I thought all the powers and stuff were excellently implemented. But I go back to the OGs, Dark Forces, the Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight. Like to me, it's, obviously it doesn't have that first person element that then turned into that sort of over the shoulder third person element. But those games, especially Jedi Outcast and then Jedi Academy afterwards, the essence of the Jedi was there. Like everything from the force powers to how you deflected like lasers and stuff like that with the lightsaber. It was all there. And to me, that's what I'm most excited about in this game. They touted that, right?
Yeah, the one thing that I thought was cool from watching the trailer was that the main protagonist is like, he doesn't want to show that he's force sensitive,
but he has to.
But he has to. And so like that sets up this dynamic, like this, like from a storytelling perspective, like there's this internal struggle with him. Like, you know what? Like I know I have this I'm force sensitive. I have these powers, but I can't show them. But I want to do good. I want to help people, but I can't. And so there's like that the internal conflict, where I think it was really cool that we got to see a little bit of that. And I think it gives us a little more insight into what happens after
go to the dark side.
What happens after Order 66? Because I mean, we do know about Order 66 after, like if you've read, like some of the novels and stuff, Star Wars novels. But if you haven't, this game's gonna give you a little more insight into that, which is to me fascinating and one of the things that I'm really excited about. And one thing I'll say too, visually the game looks, I thought, great from what we saw, that trailer. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I will say this, I think Rey is probably the most badass Jedi I've ever seen in my life. She did a flip over a spaceship. Can we talk about that? Like
the TIE fighter flip,
she parkoured. I mean, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like she did a flip.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with that character, because they said every generation has a legend, so they're propping her up as that.
What's up? She's the most powerful Jedi. I mean, if you think about it, we've never seen a Jedi do a flip over a spaceship. I mean, think about that. I mean, he's probably coming at her more than Mach 1 speed, I guess.
Right. She's running side by side with him.
Hey. Star Killer destroyed a whole cruiser. Okay,
that's true. Star Killer was kind of badass too.
That's true. That is true.
He literally snatched one out of space and wrecked it. Like
that is true.
He kind of did a Thanos with it. Like he grabbed it and chucked it. I remember that. Yeah. So I tell you, like for me, what's interesting is how do they handle. Because he's a Padawan, right? He's actually a Padawan that survived Order 66. So by that definition, he was forced. He had the midichlorians in him. He was. So all of that.
You agree that was the worst thing in Star Wars?
Calvin got the script on that.
Calvin got the script, and the midichlorians made their way into the script.
That was the worst.
Thing is, with episode 8, that is the worst. That is absolutely the worst. But the thing is, with episode 8. They sort of retconned all that and said, okay, anybody can be force sensitive now. It's not necessarily anybody that, that we can sense this in, and then we take them and train them and show them how to use that force sensitivity,
I found that to be stupid.
Really? You didn't like the fact that anybody could be a Jedi?
I found that to be stupid.
I like that though. I like that.
I'm a huge Star Wars.
I don't like that. I found that to be absolutely stupid. I thought that you're supposed to find it in the children. I thought they were supposed to show affluence in the Force, and I thought that not everybody was the same, like the little mutants. So the fact that anybody can be Force sensitive, this is like everybody get a trophy. I'm sick and tired of you guys.
That's not everyone can get a trophy, though.
What you're saying basically is that the participation trophy ideology has gone all the way into the future.
All the way.
No, it has
into
my movie.
I disagree. I think it shows that that you don't have to have the name Skywalker to be force sensitive.
Well, not all
of them. You don't have to, but
it
can't be just everyone that just wants to be a
force sensitive.
But Samuel Jackson is not called Skywalker.
Listen,
the funny thing is, Sky, like, you know, Luke was supposed to be like something that didn't happen often. Like, you know, he's supposed to be someone that came around hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, and like a prodigy.
Like,
this and that. Now they act like everybody can be a prodigy.
But Attic, isn't it what's fascinating about Rey's character is that she seems like OP, like compared to Luke. To me, she seems more powerful than Luke.
Right, and I think the fact that people
scale that high.
The fact that I don't think they're retconning the whole that she's like she doesn't come from any sort of lineage, right? So they're leaving that. So I think if you look at the marketing department,
is she a Skywalker?
No, and that's the thing. Is she a Skywalker? Or
I think
she better be a damn Skywalker because I'm sick Skywalker right now. She better be a damn Skywalker. If she is not a Skywalker and they say she's a Wookiee Wooka, I don't. Yo, listen, right now I'm at the point right now. Like I believe in winners and losers. Okay. I believe in that. I honestly believe in that. I believe that when we both step on the basketball court, somebody's gonna win and somebody's gonna lose. Somebody's gonna hold that L, and you have to
water boy
push.
There's a trophy too.
No, I don't. I'm tired of that. Everybody get a trophy. No, everybody is not a Jedi, bro. You are not a Jedi. It's a special gene, and if you ain't got it, you get thrown overboard.
You know what I thought was hilarious? It made you think that one dude was a main character, and then they just phased them out.
But I like the fact that they're showing that you don't have to be a Skywalker to be like this awesome Jedi.
I like at the end of the day, look, like I get that, but between the massacre that the Jedis took, there's not many people and many bloodlines that could be that powerful, and now they haven't everyone be that powerful. Like,
well, but I don't think they said everyone though. I mean, they showed that kid at the end of the last episode who was force sensitive, and that was him. That was only
once
you're gonna see the janitor to get some less Star Wars.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
He's gonna have a mop lightsaber, man.
Mop lightsaber. It's gonna be a combination of mop and lightsaber.
When you see somebody who's never picked up a lightsaber go toe to toe with a Shogun assassin, shut up, man. Like, shut up. That's like you in the ICU.
That's like
put him in the ICU. First of all, it shouldn't have turned on. I don't even know why his joint turned on. I'm sitting there like, why is his joint turning on? I said, what are you, the Black Jedi Knight? Like, who are you? What are you, kin to Samuel Jackson?
They made you think he was gonna be something, and then he just kept getting worse and worse. Like, but you know what I felt like the story that Disney's doing with this? I know you guys are gonna really hate me for this, man. I'd rather play Halo 5.
I'm gonna love you more. Go ahead.
Oh, wow.
I didn't mind Star Wars Episode 6, but I was like 7. It was I was done. Like I was like,
but it was a rehash of it was
horrible.
It was
horrible. Like they bring people. First off, they don't answer half the questions they give you. Then they put people in the show in the movie that they haven't even really talked about. He just showed up. Oh, that's the dude that's doing nothing. Then you have a Jedi Master that's supposed to be equivalent to Yoda, doesn't notice the Force is being used to his right. Like, I don't get it.
real quick shout out to the chat. 14 Christopher Hart. Apparently, Tiger Woods is back on top again.
Tiger just won the Masters.
He won
the Masters.
He won.
Yep,
he just won. Yeah, he won.
Oh,
all the way back to the top of the mountain, man.
Hey, I just want to bet.
His wife again. That's probably.
I just want to bet. That's right. Tiger Woods is back.
Attic is crazy.
Tiger Woods is back at the cat house. God bless. Thank you, Tiger Woods, for getting back.
He got his word back.
He's back in the cat house. God, that's right.
To celebrate?
That's right. He goes to the cat house to celebrate. He's there on every weekend. Shout out to Tiger Woods.
All he needed
back to his
all
form.
he needed to do was go back to his infidelities, and he'd be fine.
Shout out to Tiger, cheating Tiger.
You know what it is, man. You know what it is. It's motivation. He's like, if I want to get this little something over here, I gotta have that money, man.
Yo,
you know what's great? Hey, you know what? I'm actually watching this now. He's actually walking down with his son, which is actually just wow. I mean, what a picture moment. He's
people half his age there losing to Tiger Woods. I'd be so upset.
I got news for you. I was watching it early on, and he was down, I think, 4 strokes, and they were saying that the guy that was at top was really just unbelievable. The fact that Tiger came back to win this, it just goes to show you that the talent that dude has is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's been battling injuries too, Boom. I mean,
yeah, sure he has, with his knees especially.
Yeah, his knees is back. I mean, but I feel like the last 2 years he's kind of been knocking at the door. You know,
yeah, he's been there, getting better and better. Absolutely.
Yeah, winning a major. Yeah, maybe Tiger's force sensitive.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could see that. The guy is great.
So with that last comment, let's move on to our next
Lord
topic.
Sol, let me get some love. I wanted to throw some in.
Sure, let's
throw some in because I might could only be for like maybe 2 topics.
The chat. He's been talking in the chat.
Now, 2 things. One, if we could switch the order, because I definitely want to touch on that control. I know that.
Oh, okay.
And then the second thing is some hot off the press. I don't know if y'all saw the Eurogamer article in reference to
Bungie?
Yeah,
I wanted to actually bring that up because
gotta
can we talk about that right now?
Yeah, let's
right now.
Let's touch on that.
Let's go, COG.
Yeah, so it looked like the report just came out from Eurogamer, and apparently Jason Schrier was on a recent episode of Split Screen Podcast, and he made a comment, and he's talked about how Destiny 2 would fare post Bungie separation from Activision. And he intimated that while Bungie had been keen to make character transfer a reality, its exclusivity partnership with Sony prevented the developer from pressing ahead. He said that I heard Bungie wanted to do character transfers for PS4 and PC before Forsaken came out. He said, but Sony wouldn't allow it. Schrier said, Sony is like, we want people to associate Destiny with PS4, even if that means screwing over other players. So I thought this is mind-boggling to me because obviously, Attic and I go back with this. It's one of the strangest exclusivity deals we've ever seen in the history of gaming, and
still is.
And now, our Activision thing is going to be ending. We know right now there's a current bug right now where I believe Xbox guys and PC guys are able to play with an exclusive gun, exotic, called the Wave Splitter.
They just nerfed it. They just locked it. Dude.
Right, they locked it out. So we know we under the impression that come September. And shout out to Hogue Law. He's the one that he actually told us this way back on ILP when that was going to happen. So that when the Activision deal officially is ended and that new content comes out in September, that deal looks like it's going to be dissolved. So what do you guys feel about, Sony really stopping cross-platform and cross-progression with this move?
It just goes to show you that they're not for the players and that they're full of S. Sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Look, here's the thing, Enrique. Before I'll let you go in a second because I know you're boiling.
I'm chopping at the bit on this one. Yeah.
Listen. We talked earlier about the console war nonsense and how to avoid it, right? And we know that everyone can afford it. Gaming is expensive, and I completely understand that. But when you see these Sony players, and you know who I'm talking about, I'm not naming names. I'm saying that there is a very significant, large, very nasty, very dominant, very toxic Sony community that they
stop talking about me, Boomstick, man.
that Sony is indeed powering forward for the players, and this is bombshell. This is another. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know Jason Schrier. I know that he digs. Sometimes he says things he's not supposed to say. This is back-to-back bombshells from this guy. So he obviously has explained. Everyone knows that he is the go-to guy. And when he says something publicly, 99.9% of the time, it's true.
He's got strong contacts.
He's massive contact. And for good reason. The guy is a good reporter. There's no doubt about it, regardless of my feelings. This is bombshell. And this is again, guys. I want you to understand. We're just with this article, right? That COG was talking about. It kind of just peeled back a little bit, but there's something that's going to happen post of this article. And what I believe is going to happen is that with Sony not having any information out this year for their players, no E3, canceled PSX, canceled shows in 2018, nothing proven for 2019 except for Days Gone, which, by the way, if you guys didn't know, and we're going to talk about this week,
might slip into 2020.
No, it's coming. It's coming out. But the problem is that the review is not going to be made available to the public until the 25th, when the game launches on the 26th. To me, that screams issues, and it had been a proven fact that does happen. Sony has, and then you look at the name changes. The name changes were supposed to be a good thing, and now you're starting to hear that people are losing trophies. They can't start their game. It's
what is
always
that, the Thanos snap.
Yeah, maybe it's a Thanos snap for Sony. I don't know. This goes to show you that Sony does not really care about their player base. Please, Enrique, take it away.
Yo, tell about before you get to
we got a down. As soon as we started talking about Sony, we got a downvote.
Time out.
We got a downvote.
I gotta tell Christopher Hart, brother, I love your flag. I'm not gonna lie. I love.
He rapping hard right now. He rapping hard.
He's saying they're not as bad as you think, guys. And I feel you, because you don't want to believe that your idol's a monster. All right. And listen, God bless, good luck. But we all knew that Sony was blocking situations, and it just came out. Now it's out. All right. So, but I do love your fandom, and I do respect it, brother. And I'm glad you're here every week to hold that flag. Thank you.
I'm going to start off my little rant real quick with what he just said. When Xbox wants to make beneficial moves for their own purposes, y'all say nothing. No, that's not true. The issue I have is when you are when you are Sony and your mantra is we're for the gamers, and you do shit like this, excuse my language, you're not for the gamers. You're for yourself. You are for yourself. You are not doing anything to benefit the gaming community. When you say we want people to associate Destiny with PS4, even if it means screwing other players, that is terrible. Sony, have you not learned from your mistakes with PlayStation 3? I'm telling you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if next console generation, if the Xbox is the leader in next gen.
Well, are you
because
foreshadowing out of arrogance?
Yeah, because of arrogance.
But wait, they do that all the time. Like they flip flop it. Like one is winning, the next is losing. That's hubris. It happens.
But King, we're seeing that hubris though. We're seeing it again.
We're seeing it really bad.
It's their turn.
We're seeing it.
It's their time. There's nothing wrong with that. It's their time.
The name changes. The name changes, the crossplay. With Sean Layden said, "Oh, well, it's not. We're okay with crossplay. We all the developer has to do is ask us." And the developer came out. I forget what developer was. That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, he was like, "That's not true." Yep.
Yeah. So this is
my thing was, and this was the biggest red flag. And I'll let you go do it. The backing away from your fans. Okay, now. When you back away from your fans from E3, okay, let's say, all right, fine, we're going to back away from the fans. Backing away.
I think that's the most disrespectful thing they've done in years.
That's completely disrespectful. But this is where I knew it was serious. When you back away from your multi-platform partners from displaying their wares on a stage, and you have promotional rights to these games. Like you have exclusivity deals with multi-platform games first, that they console launch first on your system.
Final Fantasy
not there to promote said game.
I have noticed that. Like we got stuff like Kingdom Hearts Day and Day. Like it's like they're losing that vantage point when it comes to getting stuff on their platform first.
Oh, gotta pay the bills, y'all.
Oh, what's up? Shout out to Philly Eagle for the second super chat. Philly Eagle always repping. Thank you so much, man. Sony does the same thing that Epic is doing now. Yes, they have some games, but many of those bangers aren't made by Sony proper. They are strong-armed.
That's facts.
That is
Persona 5 not made by them. Neo not made by them.
I get it.
It's Uncharted.
Yeah, finish, bro, because I want to jump in too.
I get that they're also the market leader, and that's why they're going to get those deals. But I think if your mantra is for the gamers, and this has been since 2013, live by that. Live by that. I mean, and mad shout out to Jason Schrier, by the way.
Yeah,
his
investigative.
This is back-to-back bombshell news stories, dude. I mean, he's I don't know if he's going to win any awards for it, but he's certainly definitely opening up doors where
if EA's like hosting it, definitely not winning.
But that's my biggest issue, and it's always been my issue with Sony. Like their mantra's always been for the gamers, but then do stuff that's for the gamers. Don't do stuff like this. That's terrible.
Yeah,
that is terrible. I mean, think about that message. We don't care. We want it on our platform. And I get it. Like you're a business, you want to make money. But if your marketing mantra is that, then you don't believe that.
You know what it shows me though, Brap? It just goes to show, in my opinion, the power of Fortnite. like Fortnite was able to buck that trend with them, and they couldn't deny the crossplay and they couldn't deny the cross progression because of how big of an entity it was and how much negative backlash they received that E3. So it's interesting, man, because now that this thing is free, you know, hopefully Bungie should be able to move forward and able to allow cross progression. Because
imagine if this cross progression on PC, Xbox, if there's another battle.net, well, it is PC. If Google gets something with them, like, but it's just not PlayStation.
They would have to allow it. That's the next thing. But yeah, man, it's interesting to see. I thought this was a huge news, and I always wanted to know behind the scenes, and it seems like finally that information came out that Sony was not trying to allow it. They wanted it to be associated with the PlayStation brand, and they didn't care about screwing anybody over.
I mean, they wouldn't even let Microsoft market the first one. Like they wouldn't, they weren't allowed to.
Yeah, remember they had like little cologne advertisements.
Yes. They weren't even allowed. They weren't even allowed just to say it was out for their platform.
No, that's why they went to those like the Destiny cologne. Remember that? Like
yes.
Microsoft did that advertisement because they could do it, and that's so it's ridiculous.
If you think about it, that's horrible. Like what? How did we get to that?
No, that's business. That is right there.
No, I'm but not to even let them say it's out for their platform.
Right. We will not acknowledge you, sir. I'm down. See that part right there? I'm down with that whole bully tactics. That part, I'm down with Sony on. Listen, they got their butts whipped, and you know what they did? They sat there and said, "Okay, they think it's a joke. They think it's a game, right?"
Because they were because of their hubris coming into PS3. I feel like we're starting to see this a little bit now.
But 360 did it. Like this is their time. This is everybody's acting like this is not. They like Sovereign said before. Listen, Sovereign said it before. I think they go in the back room and say, "Yo, listen, I'm gonna mess up big time this way, right?" And you come through and you work it that way. It's no way in hell, bro.
It feels like it because you know what? The thing is that some of the mistakes they made
it feels like
so obvious. Like
it's insane.
I really said it. You snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. When you have it in hand, you're like,
you know what I think they're gonna do? You know, I think they're gonna mess up. People think they're going to force
VR.
I don't think they're necessarily going to force VR. You know, all like the extra components that you need for the VR we have now.
Right.
I think they're gonna build that into it,
and that's gonna tank the system.
Yeah, that's gonna raise the price, but you're gonna have to. They're gonna get like the extra stuff for the VR, and they're gonna build that in naturally with the PS5.
So what do you think about the rumor that the next PSVR is wireless, super powerful, launching date?
And the reason that is because everything's built into the PS5.
All right. Okay, now here we go. This is it. I'm glad you on this discussion. Hold on, time out. Here we go. All right, it's gonna be in the box, right? Your joint is something that we didn't ask for. Hold on, who did that? Xbox One did that with the Kinect. We didn't care for that in the box. Okay,
I don't think they're gonna do that though, man.
Bro, they just told you they're baking it into the system, right? Okay, so
I think they're gonna bake the actual hardware, but I don't think that they're gonna force you to buy it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna force the peripheral because that would kill it.
Listen to what I'm saying. Let's hear me first, so you can say what you're gonna say because I know what you're gonna say. They're not putting the headset in the box. No, bro, you paying for that headset.
There's no way. There's just no way.
You're gonna buy that.
That's gonna be a $400 piece. Listen. I'm a supporter of PlayStation VR. I absolutely love it. I talk about it on all my shows. I love it so much that because it didn't have HDR pass-through on the first version, I sold that one privately and then rebought the new version just so I can have HDR pass-through. I have about 40 VR games. Okay, I don't play it a lot, but I absolutely love it. The wire thing is slightly annoying. I said it from the beginning. PS5, maximum edition. If there's only one, of course I'll get it. But if there's a better edition, I'll get that. And with the VR headset, if it's wireless, I'm saying 400 just to be fair. But if you remember, PSVR came out, it was 5 beams. Okay. And that was with the wire. That was without all the extras. That was only with a demo disc and no HDR pass-through. So if you're going to get a wireless PlayStation VR, which of course I will have and will enjoy the shit out of, pardon my French, that is you're looking at a $1,000 purchase, not including any games.
If you look at Vive has the $799 premium edition system that's wireless and download everything to the new Vive that's coming out.
Yep, there you go.
All right, so that you're saying that the PlayStation is going to come in under that. I believe that the system is $499,
right,
with the game and the controllers, right? And I believe that's going to be that the end all be all when it comes to VR, right? They're betting heavy here. But my contingency part is that they're baking this into the system. All right, on a silicon level.
No, 1 second. Shout out to Kid Smooth with the $2 super chat. God bless y'all. Thank you, Kid. Much appreciated, my brother.
He loves this talking about this.
So it's baked into the system, right? This is going to raise the cost in the area that it has to be. You have to offset that cost. The money's going to have to come from someplace, right? This is going to be a powerful system. I'm not saying that it won't be. And
not to mention, we're seeing like crazy looking controllers that looks like it's genuine.
It might be. But now this is where the flip-flop, this is where Sovereign's theory comes into play, right? And I believe him now. I honestly believe him. But first I thought he was just whistling past the graveyard. But I honestly believe him now because it has happened. It has never been a consecutive champion from one generation to the next.
Nope.
It has always been hubris before the fall. And I've never seen a level of hubris.
No, PS1,
they're telling you ahead of time. We're not doing
PS1 to PS2, though.
You're going
to know that.
I didn't think so. I really didn't think so. Just like what you said, I really didn't think so because I thought the PlayStation was gaining that ground and I thought Dreamcast actually won that battle. My opinion.
Nah, I can't go there. Dreamcast.
I love my Dreamcast. That's one of my favorite consoles of all time.
I love my Dreamcast.
Yeah. PS2 won that generation. PS1 won the generation before.
They got that. We got to get it.
About this. See, that's the thing. The Dreamcast is in between that whole PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 thing because when the PlayStation 2 came out, overtook it. Right. So that's where that's just my opinion on that. But I think this is their fall because they're not going to be the most powerful system. We can all attest to that. I don't care what they're talking about. Anaconda's going to smash it in the head. Right.
Yeah, it's true.
So
you like have that statue back there is going to do.
Yeah, you see, Microsoft is gearing up to bash that forehead. So, okay, so now they're betting on you guys who is going to bring their library forward like an Apple type of thing. They didn't care about you before with you bringing your library forward, but they saw how beneficial it was for Xbox. So I think that's a plus for you guys, right? Because I really haven't brought anything digital with them because I was afraid with Sony. In particular, Microsoft, I wasn't afraid because they showed that digital stuff was carrying. So I wasn't afraid with buying digital. I was listening to Cognito the whole time. At first, I was tell Cognito to tell you, I was saying, no, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing digital. I'm scared. And he's like, shut up. I'm doing all digital. Whatever you doing,
I'm lazy. He's not putting this in.
Yeah. And then I acquiesced at what he was saying. It was right. Sony had me afraid. Now I see that they're going to move their stuff forward. I can buy a little bit more digital stuff, and I see they know that's a benefit. But you can't say the red flags aren't there for what's going to happen. They're going to lose the next battle, and they're going to lose.
As far as hubris, yes, I will say there are some red flags coming in as far as hubris, as far as playing nice. And
I would say hubris. Yes.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, the time's going to tell. At the end of the day, they still got the IPs, though. I mean, we do know they have the Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and they're sitting on some mega names, and it's just going to be interesting to see how they release it in the cadence. But I just thought
Cognito, to your point about games, I mean, think about this. I mean, power. I mean, up until this generation, the most powerful console hasn't always won.
Exactly.
It's always come to games. And look at Nintendo. Look what Nintendo's doing with a less powerful console.
Oh God, here we go.
That's right.
I mean, but they're winning though.
Talk that talk.
They're winning. They're because of games. I mean,
but it also comes to the least common denominator, and that's price always.
Yes, price. Yes, that's very true. I mean, price is
El Cheapo.
Yes.
Cheapo. Cheapo.
Yeah, see, listen, because if they was the same price as the big boys, that joint wouldn't move no place. It wouldn't move.
It's interesting to see next generation. Yeah. Hopefully, like I said, they'll be able to resolve this whole thing and Bungie get the cross-platform going. But that's all. I just wanted to throw this in and get that control.
Come back.
I say not good PR for Sony.
Not at all.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
They got to come out and they have to address this. Sean Laney needs to come out and address this. This is not good for them.
It's not addressing anything.
Well, he needs to. I mean,
He's not coming out to say a word. You know why? Because he's on a throne of gold.
Oh wow!
Down at you peasants. He's looking down at you peasants with his watch, and he's saying, "What time is it? It's money time." He's already at $1 million. You guys mean? Thank you for
we just sold another PS4.
The only thing that's gonna hurt them is if that gold falls on top of them. That's all.
Bro. Exactly. No, man, seriously, look, they're not going to be at E3. Yeah. They have to address. I mean, Microsoft has a real
announcing something that week. They're announcing something that week, and I'm willing to bet they're announcing something exactly when Microsoft's press conference.
I don't think it'll be in. It'll be after when the news is coming out. I don't think they'll do it daring. That would be stupid to do it daring.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Sony's gonna wait and see.
Sony, I don't know, man, but to me,
they would do it after when IGN and all of them are starting to write up the articles on what's going on. That's when they'll do it. Because if you do it daring it, there's a chance that you won't. You'll still get some traction. But even the Sony fanboys watch that.
If you announced the release date for Last of Us at that time, I don't know.
It takes a lot of thunder.
It would take thunder, but people aren't going to stop watching.
No, they're not going to stop watching. But it'll galvanize the base that they'll have a release date for arguably one of the most anticipated titles they have.
Like about rallying the base.
Yeah, you throw a little JPEG and you throw that, whatever the date. I mean, let's be honest. When we saw the Star Wars, I was like, yo, November this year, bro. Like, I didn't expect that. So that does have some effect.
Hey, Cognito, I don't know if you saw what Matt Piscatella said about Star Wars, that release day. He's, this makes things interested for Q4.
Yes.
In terms of sales for games.
Yes. And they putting their chest out right in COD's wheelhouse too. Like, they not scared. So I was like, okay.
That means they have a product.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's leapfrog into the Control exclusivity topic. I know Cog wanted to talk about
this. I gotta take off.
Yeah, me too. That's my last one too.
All right, so let's talk about it. So there's been some talk about basically the deal that 505 Games made with PlayStation to have exclusive content for their version of Control. The game from Remedy Entertainment, the guys that made Alan Wake, the guys that made Max Payne, and the guys that made Quantum Break. So there's been a lot of outcry in regards to what the PlayStation fan base is receiving as opposed to the PC fan base and, of course, the Xbox fan base. So you guys, tell me what you feel about this. Is it warranted? Is it not warranted? Are we whining? Are we crying? What's the deal?
Let's break down what exactly is part of the exclusive. I think Brad, you had a tweet.
Yeah, Brad had a big rant on it
because I know Brad was on this.
Oh, he was on it. Yeah, definitely.
Brad, be there?
No, he's not there.
Oh no!
Yeah, he told you he'll be right back, but nobody's reading.
Nobody's saying.
Oh, he said it again because he did it earlier, and then he said, "Okay, back."
When y'all was setting it up, I was like, "This thing gonna go to."
Does anybody know what the exclusivity aspects as far?
So it is. Yes, I actually have the hot information if everybody wants it. Basically, it's I think 7 pieces of DLC is cosmetic.
Okay.
But the two major hiccups here are actual missions, actual gameplay missions that the Xbox will never get. To me, look, I got to be honest with you. I know King and I, we talk about Phil Spencer a lot because we're big fans of his, right? Phil Dominus Spencer, as he's known on this podcast. Okay.
Not the real Phil.
He a lot of people gave him shit for not saying that, he doesn't want to keep content away from players, right? Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Yes, that's a Lord's Day. That is correct. So a lot of people gave him, stuff about not, about saying publicly, we don't want to hold content from gamers, right? Everyone's like, well, you should go for the juggler. You should be like Sony and lock down these 1-year deals, and people come to your system. And you see a deal like this. Listen, I'm buying Control. I'm a fan of Remedy. I'm, of course, getting it on the Xbox One X, which is going to run in 4K.
I might buy it on the Epic Store, never play it.
But the issue with this deal isn't just cosmetics, right? It's not. It's two actual. I don't know how lengthy they are. I can't say they're half an hour. I can't say they're 15 minutes. It could be 10 minutes for all we know.
Right.
But the fact that there's content for a game that's on multiple platforms that is being locked behind a deal, you want to, if you want to keep themes and you want to keep avatar items and a special gun on your console, with a weapon skin or something, I don't have a problem with that. My problem is that there are actually 2 missions that I'm not going to be able to play because I'm not buying it on the PlayStation. I'm sorry.
I feel. Let me jump in. This is the one I want to talk about. All right, here's the thing. I'm with you to the letter of the law, right? And all I'm gonna say is, where was this energy from gamers when the whole Destiny situation was going on, and Xbox players were crying? They didn't have Jade Rabbit, they didn't have missions, they didn't have Crucible maps, they didn't have.
And it was severe. It was a lot of stuff.
Oh no, I complained. I did.
We were on the front line. Like, this is the most. And not only was
we never got stuff they promised.
Yes, what Destiny came out. Right? No one felt it was anti-consumer then. Everybody was like, "Oh, you pay for the exclusivity. That's what you get.
And you just play on that PlayStation.
Just play on the platform you want, right?" So I don't have the sympathy anymore right now. That's why I'm like, it's funny that Epic Store is in the mix too. I love it because at the end of the day, listen, is it a shiesty practice? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But gamers got to keep that same energy. And let's be real. My whole thing with with Remedy is this: we got to be true. The game before they launched was Quantum Break, and Control, we have to admit, is kind of similar in that realm, right?
Yeah,
it's similar. I saw it behind the scenes at E3 last year. Saw some more of it at PAX Me King of Solve. Saw more of it. Looks great, but it's more in that ilk. But we have to be real too. Remedy took a big financial loss when it came out as an Xbox exclusive with Quantum Break. We got to call it for what it was. It was not the big success they was. So to me, this is them trying to hedge their bet with these exclusivity deals and now going cross.
And then that's the thing. If you once you do go cross platform and they don't behave like a second party for Xbox, right? If you break up with somebody, right? Oh boy. Are you going right back to them for the chill out? No, you're going to play the field. You're going to play the field. So it's obvious that they were going to go to Sony. They were going to go to Sony, and Sony was going to open up the checkbook and say, "What can we give you to get?"
I thought they was sold a bill of goods on Quantum Break. All right, I thought they were sold the bill of goods because Microsoft purchased these studios, and that was when they were TV.
Yeah.
And they had some hellified actors. I'm not gonna lie, they really did it all the way up. Because remember when the game, they had no names in the league, and then it changed, bro. You had this dude face from the show,
Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
I'm like, bro, and they had Chuck Bodak. I'm like, this is on. See, that's a reference that Cognito. Chuck Bodak was in the building, so I'm down with all of this, right? And I'm saying, this is so legit. If it actually worked how they wanted it to work, then Remedy would have blew like boom. But it didn't, and they fell to the floor. Exactly. Scrambling right now. So you gotta respect the scramble.
I respect. I know what they're doing. Like they're looking at. They're trying to hedge their bet. They're trying to get the most out of this release as much as possible with exclusivity. And as far as the Epic Store, Epic probably threw some cash that way or whatever. Yeah. The only thing I gotta admit, though, I do feel is a little shiesty, is that chart. I don't know if y'all saw that chart.
Oh, the chart, because the chart is so small on the Xbox side. It's tiny. It's a tiny little chart, and then the PlayStation list is crazy long.
Hey, can I chime in real quick? I just want to say
get it, Brad.
Because it's not anti-consumer. I've seen people say this is anti-consumer. It's not anti-consumer. You are getting the same the two to get the 2 or the additional gameplay mission on the PS4. It's going to cost you more money. It's $80. Right, for the digital version to get that. The $60 version is the same. You were going to have the same gameplay experience on the Xbox as you will on the PlayStation 4, minus a couple little outfits, maybe a gun or 2. Big deal, whatever. It's not like this outrage. I just don't understand it. Like,
it's kind of ridiculous. It really is
a little suspect.
Right? You know what it is, right?
What's that?
It's everybody's force sensitive now.
Yeah.
All right. So
Everybody gets a trophy.
Giving everybody a trophy, and you start handing out extra rations on the other side of the fence.
Oh boy.
They feel that that's not supposed to happen, Brap, because they want to feel special too. You see where this little mindset has permeated every little aspect of our stuff, and this is not healthy. I told you.
I'll tell you how powerful this little exclusivity thing is. When we were at PAX, and shout out to Hip Hop Gamer, and he pulled us into his interview. He pulled us into his interview with the Control. Right.
I love how you guys mad love. He was doing
I was love. But when he got into the conversation about, hey, you know, I'm running the 2080 Ti. What's up with that ray tracing? I heard that ray tracing is fantastic. And the dev looked at him and he's like, you know, we're at the PlayStation booth, right? I'm not talking any ray tracing to you right now. At all. So it goes to show the power of what these backroom deals can do. And it's good business, honestly. It's
like, imagine that. Like an exclusivity deal where they won't even talk about what something is on another.
They won't talk about the platform that is
at an event that people pay money to go on.
Right. Yeah. But that's why they make these deals though. It's business. And you know, at the end of the day though, like I said, like you're not gonna get a different experience if you play it on the Xbox versus the PlayStation 4. You're not. If you pay the $60 retail version. If you want to get the extra gameplay or the extra mission, you're gonna pay for it. It's gonna be $80.
I think the question though comes down to
how long.
Don't buy it. Oh my god, how long?
Addict's right. Don't buy it.
Yeah, don't buy it if you're not against it. But the question is going to be how long? What's the length of exclusivity in that content? Because
nobody care about Control.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do.
That game's gonna be dead 2 months after that game comes out. You know. Oh, you gotta pay bills.
Oh wow! Shout out to Kid. Wow. Yeah, with the $10 super chat. Many people said
Quantum Break was whack, by the way.
But ready to jump for joy for Control, which is a spiritual successor to Quantum Break. Right. Same engine, same gameplay, same graphics. You're just playing as a girl. I gotta agree with Kid. Like I saw a lot of Control, and again, it almost felt like this was the sequel.
Yeah, with just a different protagonist for sure.
Immediately it feels like it's an evolution of what they tried to do with that, minus all the TV stuff.
Isn't it like, I heard it's like a supernatural type of thing? Like I've heard people say it's a combination of like Alan Wake and
they took all the assets, right?
Here goes King. I love it.
They took the assets of Quantum Break.
They took a bath in that.
they using them same assets. They gonna get that money back, King. That's what it is.
Rico. I don't care who's the boss. Rico. The boss. Listen. I got an idea. Check this out. Listen, everybody in the room. Remember that thing that we was kicking around earlier? That Control. Yeah. All right. Okay. Listen. Work on that gun. What engine? We're gonna use the same exact damn engine.
Work on that reload. That active reload.
It's okay. Okay. Can we use the assets? Yeah, we have to use the same engine. Go ahead and use the same engine.
If you see the same face actors, like if you get a cut screen by mistake.
No, to be honest, the protagonist in Control, I thought, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who didn't play Quantum Break, but the girl that gets lost in time, I could have sworn the protagonist in Control was her.
It was
wow.
I'm not BSing.
You know, I wasn't a huge fan of Quantum Break. I played like 2 hours of it and I dropped that game. But
it didn't sell well because it was 900p.
I mean,
actually, at some point it was 720p. I think
that bump happened. I like the bump, dude.
Get at it.
That PC,
but Control looks better. But like when I'm comparing stuff like Quantum Break to Control, like it just. I can't describe to you guys how much I don't like Quantum Break. Okay, so I don't really even remotely care anything about Control because I just don't get. You know, I played it. It didn't seem like the game had good pacing. Had like nothing like that. Like it just felt like I was playing like a B-rated game. Like it really did. Like
it felt like a B movie, right? And that's the best part about
you have the people that say that Remedy hasn't been the same since Max Payne. There's plenty of people who don't like Alan Wake.
I don't agree with that because Max Payne.
A lot of people don't like Alan Wake. I
honestly think Sunset Overdrive is better than Quantum Break, and I don't like Sunset Overdrive that much either.
I definitely agree with that.
I would agree with that. But Alan Wake was their best. Like,
what about the Addict? What about the people who say it's from the standpoint that if they're paying $60, that they're not getting the same exact content.
Then don't buy it.
But they are getting the same gameplay experience, Cognito. That's the point. Like,
yeah, but to the letter of the
but
law,
you're still paying the same amount for less games.
So
at the end of the day, like,
people are upset over T-shirts.
Well, at the end of
that's
the
what it is. I mean, think about it. How do T-shirts impact gameplay?
Didn't Boom say there was a mission though, or something?
It's two missions actually. It's two.
But you got to pay.
Or is it one? I'm looking at the chart.
It's one mission. No, it's one mission. It's the digital version. You pay $80 for.
Right.
Okay.
So it's not a like an apples to apples thing. It's if you get the $60 version, you're going to get cosmetics.
Right. I don't.
So that doesn't impact gameplay or the actual gameplay experience.
So the mission itself, that doesn't bother
right,
me.
but the thing about it as well, though, is that in addition to the digital exclusive stuff, you also have retail exclusives, and that's a whole nother level to this, right? You have specific exclusivity for certain things at different retail stores, whether it be GameStop, whether it be Best Buy, whatever. They have that as well for buying the physical copy. So
I'm done with.
But that's not. But that doesn't impact like if I buy the game on PlayStation 4 and Cognito buys it on Xbox One, and we play the main story, we're going to have the same experience regardless.
Yeah, we are, because the stuff is cosmetic. I mean, for the
that's
most
what I'm
part,
saying. It's cosmetic. But people are arguing over the cosmetics being like.
I don't think I'm with them on this. I'm done with these deals. Like, I wouldn't buy Control anyway. So let's just be that real. I'm not boycotting something I wasn't going to buy. But if I was going to buy Control, I probably wouldn't buy it over this, because after playing Destiny, I no longer support these kind of deals. Because Destiny was
a little more egregious, though, man.
But Destiny is definitely more egregious because
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think Destiny is definitely more egregious, because the point of Destiny is getting more guns. Is getting more loot. It's a loot-based game. Like, this is a one-shot and done. However long this game is, 15 hours or whatever, it's done.
You keep supporting these deals no matter what degree they are. They're going to keep doing them.
Right. Yeah, but you got to pick your battles, too. I don't know.
Yeah, don't pick any of these battles. Let all these battles stay in the stable. Because if these games start flopping because they're doing stuff like this, they won't do them anymore.
Listen,
that's true. Addicts at a point. If people don't buy them, they won't do it.
Epic out here, you got Sony out here, you got Microsoft out. Everybody's trying to grab a piece of this pie, and then soon Amazon gonna jump in there, and then
in no way, shape, or form,
and then you're gonna have to be buying levels all over the complete chicken.
In no way, shape, or form should it be okay for any company to split their game into pieces to give it to other platforms. Wow. Like, it just shouldn't be. Like, it's the game. You should not be sold that piece by piece.
Tell me why. Because listen,
here we go.
No, I hear you. But like you said, because you have a duality that's going on inside of you, you expect this, but then you turn around and say, then don't buy. And that's that part right there, that don't buy guy. That's the right guy. The expectation dude, expect nothing. That don't buy guy, that's the guy that's going to dictate how the market is going to go.
That's facts.
You don't like what's going on right over there. If the masses do not buy from the Epic store and they go over there and they buy the one from Microsoft store, whoever, then that thing didn't sell and it wasn't a good experiment. It was a failed project, and they won't go there and revisit that again.
So I don't mind timed exclusives. I don't mind exclusives in general. I do mind selling pieces to games to other people for the highest bidder. You shouldn't cut stuff out of a game to make more money off the game and then sell the same product to another consumer for the same price.
Yeah, let's be real. I mean, the whole practice of DLC is that, in a sense, right? That's literally what the game industry's been getting away with. Just DLC and stuff that should have been
have DLC if people bought single player games. I mean, that's the thing.
We wouldn't have DLC if people held these dudes to a standard. Because when games used to come out before, they were complete games, and that was it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Stop shop. Once the online happened, they saw a new revenue stream, and in a way that we can piecemeal half-baked, broken games to you, and we can on the damn fly, like the PC's been doing for years. So everybody's been talking about, they don't want to be PC, but every day we get closer and closer to being exactly that. A PC that's inside your living room, hooked up to your television, and there's nothing different.
Pretty much,
yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you give these companies an inch, they're gonna throw a couple football fields.
That's always the case.
Microsoft at the beginning, they were doing this early access thing to like 1 or 2 games. Now every first party game they have has an early access program.
Right.
Like and you know why? Because stupid people like me order games 2 or 3 days sooner.
They're banking on that thirstness.
It's the same thing. Like I guarantee you, if this kind of practice continues, like the middle of next generation, you'll start to see massive stuff. Like almost every other game has a Destiny agreement.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what scares me about the future of gaming. Like I think about single like player experiences, and I think about the what I call the Fortnite effect.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna happen? Like Pete, because I look at my kids, like their expectation of gaming is so much different than mine.
Yeah,
like so I don't know,
and I think that's going to continue to evolve. That's going to be one of the big things to look at as these new consoles get announced and all this online, whatever this cloud connectivity and stuff gets kind of put out there. It's going to be how our expectations as old school gamers change.
And we're done, son. Because listen,
are we dinosaurs?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, we're definitely dinosaurs. That's
our expectation was a complete game. That is done.
Yeah.
You don't get a complete game no more. We go into the store now knowing, or we sit on our couch knowing that the game we're purchasing right now is not going to be the same game 6 to 8 weeks from now.
I mean, you haven't even been done on a DLC standpoint. The original Destiny, Crota was done. And they locked it on the disc. Like they didn't even. It was done. They locked it on the disc into the first DLC.
Yeah. So these practices will always continue to go forward, but what they're doing is they're beating you into submission. Okay, and
but we can
lay down, bro. That's all it is.
I feel like as consumers though, we could stop that. You speak the wrong. We're not gonna do this.
You know what you can do? You don't like this, Brad. What you can do is you can buy an arcade machine. You can go lock yourself.
Give me the blue light, man.
You don't have to talk to nobody. You can play your game complete by yourself. Now, you want to engage with others and you want to play how others are playing right now. This is the only way. Is get down and lay down.
Yeah, I just think when I said you have to pick your battles in that regard though, because they're gonna listen. Obviously, the Destiny thing was egregious. That was crazy. This. Less so. I don't know that how many people are really going to soapbox for this,
right?
For a mission and
I'm seeing Twitter. People are vocal. People are very upset about that.
Like the stuff they're giving is worthless, but at the end of the day, it's like these kind of marketing deals should not be upheld at all because they're. I mean, if you need something to the point of a chart to show when stuff comes up, that right there is crazy. Like, remember how much hate Anthem got for that?
Yeah.
Like, it's like no one's remembering that. Hey, Anthem, literally, people took that chart and made fun of it for 5 to 10 minutes.
The Anthem thing was that they messed up with how they released the game. They allowed people to access it early on some platforms and not. It was messed up. That was just messed up because you didn't control the narrative around the launch of the game. You let that happen outside of your control. That was crazy.
Is that the future of Gaming Addict? The Excel spreadsheets, like what we get.
Yeah, I know that's pretty much
Anthem. Like
I gotta get ready to boogie. So
it's still sold well, but all of that, all that crying, all that attack, might got hit Metacritic wise a little bit, but the game still sold well.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot. Like it takes Star Wars Battlefront. That's one of the only things I've ever seen the community join forces like that. Besides 2013 Xbox.
No doubt.
That's the only times I've ever seen.
PlayStation 3.
Addict, how long do we have you for? You want to touch your Final Fantasy topic quickly, or we want to do Halo TV first?
I gotta go.
You're out. Okay, so we'll touch up on it a little bit, but we'll go with with King's topic first. Halo TV. This is interesting to me.
He said D, and they
anyway, who's that?
Who's D in here?
So Cog, do we have you for this? Topic?
I'll stay for King to say it, and then after that, I'll comment, and I'll have to head.
Cool.
All right. So the Halo TV series, they're talking about they're actually gonna do it. All right. So we've been dying to get the movie, we've been dying to get the TV shows, and all the stuff is coming. Now, this guy from 343, executive producer Kiki Wolfkill, I think that is of the best names ever, said that they're gonna stick to the adaptation of 343 properties, but according to Wolfkill, they're not going to stick to canon at the expense of what makes sense. So this what might change. Locations, dates, and ethnicities of the characters. So when we say stuff like that, we might get a Puerto Rican. Hello. That's the Chief. It might happen. And I'm all for diversity. So my thing is, when I read
Puerto Rican Master Chief,
yes, brother.
Why not? Let's go.
I'm all about being across the rice and beans. I'm about all of this.
Rice and beans.
My eyebrow went straight up when I said that this is the time that they're actually going to push the narrative forward and bring some change to a universe that has been stagnant and stuck in its ways. And I just wanted to bring that to you guys to see it.
I'm so tight the addict is gone because I know
he'd be livid right now.
Well, I mean, look, real quick. I mean, you know what? Cog, do you want to give your point?
Go.
Okay. I'm okay for change. Obviously we've seen it in Marvel Comics with Spider-Man, right? We've seen him. We see Miles Morales. He's a fantastic character. His backstory is magnificent. Family, multiracial, really great story. They're not changing Master Chief's race, creed, color, or anything. They're not going to do that because we know what John, 117 is underneath that, who he is, right? But we don't actually really know. So they could, change it. And you know what? He's gonna still be the Master Chief, regardless of what race he is, right? I mean, if people really kind of put their stake in the ground, I have to question their humanity because it's a game. Number one, number two, does it really matter who saved the world 600 times, right? Doesn't really matter. But I think that the statement from Kiki Wolfkill, which by the way is an awesome name, and I see she actually talked a lot on the last Inside Xbox. Right. She was on there. She was talking about the Halo experience, which is dope. I think if they're going to make some changes, I don't think they're going to be so egregious that people are going to be running for the hills and burn Halo flags. I think they have to make the show livable and understandable, to people that are first going to just, because you got to remember, not everyone knows about Halo. Yeah. So you're going to get a lot of casuals. They're going to be like, what is this new space series? And that might be their first iteration of the Halo universe. And I think, besides catering to the fan base, they also have to cater to new people joining the fray.
No, it's interesting. I mean, look, all this stuff as far as inclusion, that's long overdue, right? With diversity,
I agree 100%.
We definitely want to see that. I think where it always comes down to is when there's a fan base that have beloved characters and then that ethnicity or sexuality or whatever gender is changed, then certain people who have an attachment to the character, let's just call it for what it is. We all know this subject is about Chief in a sense because people go feel certain groups may feel away if that is changed. And I just find this kind of stuff it's hilarious to me. None of this stuff really affects me per se, but it's always interesting to me when I see games do that because not to get too political, some people are like, oh, it's a SJW thing. I mean, even your video, Solve, when you did the Kingdom Come Deliverance, right?
Exactly.
I look at the comments and shout out to Solve, shout out to King. Y'all killed that. 20,000 views. Wow, that's amazing. But it's funny, I was watching about the Woman's Lot DLC, right? And people are sitting there like, why is this chick able to fight? And this is not, and they're going in.
Sexist.
They are going, and it's just really interesting to see that these type of things really affect certain groups of people. Me, I don't care either way.
Shout out to Shroom King. He said Dominican Master Chief with chocolate.
Yeah, chocolatas.
That's what's up.
I want to hear Master Chief say
I have to say, like, you guys got to remember, like, back when they were talking about a Halo movie, right? And Neil Blomkamp was gonna direct.
Yeah,
there was a lot of talk about Denzel playing Master Chief. There was a lot of talk about Denzel.
He said, "You disrespectful Spartans!
Y'all gonna do this to me?
Y'all gonna do this to me? Y'all gonna kill me? Y'all play here.
So
I live here."
If one of the greatest actors of our time gets this role of Master Chief, is there an uproar? It's just
yes, there is. I don't want Master Chief Denzel edition. I don't want it.
No,
as a black man, I want Denzel. I want somebody else. Give me Ubis Albla. Don't give me Denzel, please. No, he don't. I don't want him to be 007. Listen, that's like giving Samuel Jackson. Sorry, bro. Like y'all, just please keep yourself over there. I don't need that. I don't need that attached to my Master Chief. Please.
I'm done with you. I just think it's funny.
I mean, you got to remember too. Like remember the big outcry over the Witcher series on Netflix? Oh my god!
Remember the outcry of Battlefield when they had the chick on the cover?
Exactly.
Sexism. No, that part right there. That whole sexism stuff. We got a community of sexism.
Yeah,
they don't want women on top of nothing.
True.
I don't like that, and I thought it was actually hot. And then when they have to be corrected and they have to be told that women was on the battlefield and women were carrying out this stuff. Listen, maybe y'all needed to go watch King of Statues and get some respect for women and understand that Linda Carter is at the forefront. Wonder Woman whips butt. Understand that it's true that these women are strong. So cut that out, guys. Y'all are out of control.
Good looking for having me, y'all. I got to go. The boy got to take his pay, man.
All right, we look forward to seeing you next week, correct?
Yeah, brother. Listen, anything happens, but Lord Cognito is always in the bushes, peeking through. And just when you go have to go down, he jumps in and he's like,
yo, I want to shout out.
We call you Lord Shinobi from now on, man.
He is Lord Shinobi.
You are Lord Shinobi. You are Lord Shinobi, man.
I like that. I might have to run with that. I'm feeling that.
You're gonna see a Twitter change immediately.
Yo, first of all,
your PSN name though. You gave
shout out to Boom. Shout out to BRAPS for holding it down for us. Big time. Soft continue doing the thing, man. I know the realm is in good hands. Checking everybody. You know what I'm saying? I love it. So I get to see from the bushes what's going on.
I had a blue light today, man.
Oh, you got the fraud light?
You got the fraud light today. Yeah.
Yo,
Cognito,
Cognito, no, not to put me in charge of the drink. Yo,
I love y'all, man. I'm about to get out, man.
I got, man. Feel better, man. See you later, dude.
Bro.
All right. So with that, man, let's head into our final topic really quickly. This is Addict's topic.
Let's leave that alone.
Real, you don't want to touch it?
I have absolutely zero passion for this topic at all in any form or fashion. I just wanted to troll him to death. And if he's not here for the trolling, I'm not going to waste the trolling.
What do you guys feel? You guys are good on this topic?
Next week, man. It could be
I'm okay. I'm okay. We pass on it. You know, it's
beautiful. Then that's that. So we'll call it a show. Once again, thank you, Lord BRAPS. Thank you, Lord Boomstick XL, for returning to the realm and joining us. You guys are family. You guys are absolutely amazing. So please let us know what you guys are doing, where you guys are going to be. Boom, I know where you're going to be, man. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be hanging out, chilling. It's fantastic. So let us know what you guys are up to, man.
Enrique, you go first, my brother.
No, you go ahead, man. You go ahead, Boom.
All right. Well, obviously, I have 3 live shows coming up this week. A few people said it on the podcast already. I am one of the busiest guys going. You know what? I bully myself to be better. I really do. I know that sounds silly, but I really do, because, when people listen to the shows, you have to understand people are taking the time out of their day to listen to you, right? And that's because they become fans. I honestly pinch myself that I get anybody to listen to my shows, to be quite honest with you. I really do. So I go out of my way to make sure that each and every episode of whatever show I'm doing is better than the next one. And that's where the bullying comes from. I don't stand on laurels. I want to keep pushing myself and make myself better. If you're interested in lots of live content, I really, just throw it out there. Suggest if you've never heard of me, check out Double Barrel Gaming on YouTube. I'm closing in on 2,400 subs. I'm closing in on 3,000 followers on Twitter, which is a big deal. Listen, you're always going to get honesty. You're going to get positivity and honesty.
And
and a lot of thank you, and lots of passion. I support all 3 consoles. I have all the best editions of them all because I love gaming. I'm a gamer at the end of the day. I'm not an Xbox gamer or a PlayStation gamer or a Nintendo gamer. I'm a gamer. So if you want to listen to opinions from a gamer, check out my channel. And you know what? Hit me up in the DM. The DM's open to everyone on Twitter. Was just answering somebody on Twitter right now that was saying that he just found the channel. So thank you for that. You know what? Like I said, check out Wednesday Gaming News at noon with Salty and Boom. The Xbox Factor podcast. We're gonna have a special guest from Void Bastards. That's gonna be on the air on our show. It's gonna be a big deal. And Breakfast with Boom. That's another big show. Come hang out. I guarantee you're gonna enjoy something. Maybe all 3. And once again, this hanging out with you guys is always an honor because you guys are family. Everyone on this panel, you guys are family, and to be going to E3 with you literally is a dream come true, and I cannot wait to get there.
Yeah, we can't agree more, man. Like, honestly, you are one of the nicest people I have ever had the pleasure to converse with. A true gentleman, and I can say the same for BRAP as well. You guys are absolutely embody what this community should aspire to at all times.
Thanks, dude. That's nice of you to say.
Anybody out there in the chat that hasn't followed these guys, doesn't know about their content, go to their channels. All of that stuff is going to be in the show notes at the end. Go see what these guys are about. They're amazing content creators. They really are. So thank you so much, Lord Boom, Lord BRAP, man. Let us know what's going on, man.
I just want to say thank you guys for having me on again. It really is a pleasure and an honor to be on with you guys. You guys are like family, seriously. Boom, you're like family too, man. I mean, the one thing I bring this up when I do a podcast with Boom. Boom and I don't always agree with things, especially when it comes to gaming media, but it's okay. But I like to bring that up because I always feel like there's this there's this level of identity politics that's kind of creeped into gaming, and I feel like
good point.
One common bond that we have is that we're all gamers, whether or not we agree or disagree. The fact of the matter is we all have this passion for gaming, and that should never be forgotten. And so on that note, I just want to say, gentlemen, thank you again for having me on. It's been a pleasure. You guys are like family. Anyone's listening, if you haven't checked out Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, you can find us on YouTube. If you do a quick search on YouTube, the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at BRAP, BRAP _podcast. And please, if you haven't subbed to the Iron Lords or Double Barrel Gaming, do so. Great content. Gentlemen, thank you again.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys for coming through, man. I really appreciate you guys. Hey, man, BRAP, we gotta figure this out, man. You gotta come to PAX with us, or you gotta come to E3 one time.
Bro, BRAP out here frauding. BRAP out here frauding. So
my bad. The light's coming out again.
Stop with all that conversation like that. BRAP out here frauding.
It's hard, man. Honestly, I want to, and it's gonna happen one day. It's hard, man. When I've kids and sports.
I know. We understand the whole spiel. Listen, hey, BRAP. I told you I can actually map it out for you. It's very easy. Listen, Boom. I did all the way live. Listen, it doesn't cost as much as you think. It's not as much as it is. I understand logistically, other things happen when you have a family. Yes, that's a different thing. Like when you got to coordinate children because it's a partnership. So I get that part. But as far as financially, I can map it all out. I'm the marketing genius. What the hell?
Yes, he is.
Hey, King, I hope at this year's E3. You can join us on BRAP because you did last year.
I'll be there this year.
I'm
gonna be on Dealer. I'm gonna be on everybody who actually wants me on their show. So if
the compound,
that's right. We're gonna be in the compound.
Have you seen the compound?
Oh, I have seen it.
Oh my Lord!
I saw last year's compound, and Lord King gave us the tour, and we saw Sam, we saw Cognito.
This year's compound.
This compound is a step up, and next year compound.
What?
We're gonna be in Beverly Hills,
dude. I got news for you. Enrique. This compound is such the real deal that I was on the corner and I was collecting cans to make sure that my payment went in to the head of the Iron Bank to make sure that there was no hiccups in this. I was getting the room that I was promised. Because
you know how that goes.
I can tell you this right now. I showed it to my brother, and he was like,
"Yo."
This is dreams. What you're showing me, Craig.
Neo Mental, man. What's up with he's got to come with us too, man.
You know what? I gotta get Neo. You know, we're gonna try and work something where he comes with us next year because we were talking about it. You know, he just bought a house, he just bought a home, so you know, money was a little tight. So, but yeah, next year we may get Neo Mental and Double Barrel Gaming to be at the same place.
Fantastic. So again, thank you guys for coming through. We love you guys, much appreciated. Lord King, tell everybody what you're up to, bro. Let's say this. I know is there KOS coming our way?
Oh yeah, of course. Every week Wednesday.
Let's go.
Every week Wednesday at 7 a.m. I'm giving you that real. I'm giving you that real deal Holyfield feel, baby. But we got fights coming up. So we got King of Statues that's on Wednesday 7 a.m. And then we also have and that drops. Listen, like, follow, and subscribe on all platforms.
Yep.
On the Facebook community, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, because you're going to get different content at different places and on YouTube, and go to lordsofgaming.net. It's one ecosystem that we're trying to keep you in so you can get everything. All right. So like if it's just like gaming. If you game over here, we got something for you over there. It's not just Xbox. This is PlayStation, Switch. You got Switch guy right here. The guy that's in charge of the ship right now is a Switch dude. Be careful. The other guy that's away on sick leave, he's a Switch dude. He talk that Xbox stuff, but he's always playing on PlayStation. Watch out, dudes. I'm the only one that's true.
You calling us frauds? That's what you calling us?
I'm a real green dude. I keep it 100% Phil dominance over here. You see this? Green? You see this green? That's right. Is on. Like, listen, check it out. Going to E3 this year, we got some stuff that's going to be epic. I'm getting, as far as a marketing direction and a unified front, every podcast that's out there that we mess with, we're going to interact with you. All right. And we're going to do it in such a fashion that we're going to make last year's E3 pale in comparison. If you thought we were out here moving in last year's E3, and you can go to the YouTube channel and you can see all the stuff that we were doing, we will move the needle this year. I told you last year we was going to trend. Hot Monkeys Lovin' was trending with Phil Dominant Spencer. All right. So understand that we will trend again this year. How and why? You got to tune in. All right, so make sure you go like, follow, subscribe, Iron Lords Podcast. Make sure to go to the YouTube page, the Instagram, the Facebook, lordsofgaming.net. Make sure you get linked up into there because you have opinion pieces from Boom, from BRAPS, from these family members that are here with us today.
Fantastic pieces of writing.
Beautiful.
Thanks, though. Enjoy doing it, too.
Yeah, love it.
I love these guys, and we keep it real. We're not joking around and we're playing, but we also have Combat Talk with the King, and that's going up every week because we have some really heavy hitting fights that's going through. And I changed the format a little bit. I'm gonna change it again soon. I'm gonna get a green screen, guys. I take all your information and I see how it works for me, and then I try to give you the best content with the best visuals and the best insights that I can bring to you. Shout out to Fonzarelli for always supporting me. I love you, brother. Thank you,
Fonz. No doubt. No doubt. So yeah, I mean, King is always machinating, man. We know that every year E3 is going to be a special thing because his mind's always running. What can we do different? What can we do better? So I already know that there's some craziness in tow for us, and I can't wait for it. All right. So of course, there's Lord Sovereign here. You can find me at LordSovILP on Twitter and BX Sovereign on PSN and Xbox Live. Big shout out to everybody that's in the chat today, that was listening today. Thank you so much for the support, guys. You guys are amazing. Like I said last week, you guys are in the chat like hours ahead of time. Lord Lugo is always there, like a couple of hours to make sure he's always the first one. So we appreciate that love and dedication to our podcast. We really appreciate everything, and we love you guys. Big shout out to everybody on the stream team: Lord Snaldo, L Boogie, Dino. Who else? MJ the Boss. And of course,
he's gonna be at E3.
Yeah, MJ's everywhere, man. MJ, that the name is getting out there, man, and he's really finding his footing in terms of streaming and just being out there with us. So yeah, MJ is really coming up. So I really like what he's doing. And of course, everybody at lordsofgaming.net. You guys, you know where to go for all your gaming news, reviews, opinions. There are some amazing pieces up there. We just talked about what Lord Boom did and what Lord BRAPS did. We have pieces up about Sekiro. We have pieces up about Destiny. So go to lordsofgaming.net. Check it out. Shout out to Dizzy and everybody over there on the editing team, on the writing team. We actually have a few surprises still to announce. I'll leave that to the boss to announce. But we have some things to talk about, but I'll leave that to Cog to bring up. So big shout out to that. Of course.
Time out. Christopher Hart, E3 has been canceled for you.
I appreciate Christopher Hart. I mean, to the very last second, he's holding the flag, man.
They're battling.
Christopher Hart is amazing, man. Yeah, it's so amazing that he doesn't care. It could be 2 seconds before the end of the show. He's going to make sure that the Sony colors fly. So I appreciate that. Yeah, and look out for the audio. Lord Kai Batu should be handling that later on today. Shout out to Lord Kai, always taking care of everybody. So if you want it, listen to our podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Store, and Spotify. All that stuff is going to be going up later. All right. So thank you again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy Game of Thrones Sunday. Anybody who's throwing Game of Thrones watching parties, enjoy. So everybody.
First episode always sucks.
For the throne. No, it can't suck. You have 6 episodes. It cannot suck.
It sucks so hard, Paul. It sucks so hard, Paul.
Someone's gonna die. We don't want to die.
Let him die. Master Chief is gonna die on Game of Thrones.
That is guaranteed. So once again, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we're out. Peace.
Peace.